football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Straight shooting LJA.
Hi, I'm John Sitton.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
The G-Man.
Sonley, Motivate Sports and Fitness.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan.
We the people, for the people. Jazzy Fizzle.
Your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Each and every Monday night of your lives.
At youtube.com/pitch talk.
For podcast links and information, check out our official website, www.pitch-talk.com.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan.
Dave McLaughlin.
And Rob Lusher.
Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
Former chairman of Ibis FC.
Chairman of Alexandra Park FC.
And you're listening to
Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Make sure you join the revolution, the football revolution.
Hi, I'm John Sitton, and I'm here with Gavin, Liam and Gerald on Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez. My name is Christian Carambeu.
I'm grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hi, I'm Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan, and you're listening to Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I'm Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
Rob Lusher, former chairman of Ibis FC.
I'm Sonley, co-founder and co-director of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
And you're listening
to Pitch Talk.
I'd like to get a little chat going, and that chat is PT, Super Pitch Talk. Super Pitch Talk. Super Pitch Talk. I'm not going on any further with that unless someone wants to join in with me. But no one wants to join in, I have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, straight shooting LJ, the G-Man and Jazzy Fizzle proudly bring to you the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions. And also the football talk show that just opened with an OWR, aka obligatory wrestling reference for those new to the show. But the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And of course, the pitch is where we talk. What a week it's been in the world of football. We've seen appointments, we've seen hirings, firings, and some great goals in between as well. A lot of which we're going to get into over the next 3 hours until 11 o'clock UK time. Also, you can hear this back on podcasts as well. iTunes, Mixcloud, Podomatic, Spreaker, and Tune In Radio as well. Pick your poison in terms of podcasts, but also drop us a rating, drop us a comment, share it about as well. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. It's one of them ones. We need all the help we can get to spread this football revolution. The bigger we get, the more we can provide you with quality content that you know that we can deliver. Quality content that you can get links to on www.pitch-talk.com, our official website. Also, you can get quality content from pitchtalk.blogspot.com or .co.uk as well in blog form. Blogs from yours truly, straight shooting LJ, the G-Man, Jazzy Fizzle, and also many, many others as well, including Dave Meir, aka at Mercy, with his Word of a Referee, Word of a Ref. Also, Also, the G-Man has a latest blog, Help the Refs, as well. And we've got a blog as well from Mr. Russ Vernon in terms of his Estonia adventure, I should say. So one of them was where Mr. Russ Vernon went to England versus Estonia this past Friday as well. That blog will be going up soon. But it is one of them ones that it's one of them ones that Facebook.com/pitch talk. Become a fan and join the group as well. It's one of them ones. Find our Facebook page at facebook.com/pitch talk. Come and find our page. Have a little chat with us on the page. Have a little chat in the group as well. The Pitch Talk official group as well. It is one of them ones. Also 07535804466 is the mobile number to call during the shows. Call us, text us, let us know your views. If you text, please leave your name at the end of the text so we can shout you out. It's one of them ones. Regular texters have been Mr. Tom Wood, also Big T, aka Thomas Hewitt, as well. So it's one of them ones. We will read out all the texts. We'll hear your calls and give you a chance to air your opinions as well. Remember, youtube.com/pitch talk is where you can find all of our videos. Videos such as Pitch Talk on the road at Hackney Wick FC and also Pitch Talk at the Women's FA Cup Final 2015, sponsored by SSE Energy. Also, it is one of them on Pitch Talk live on Google Plus as well. You can also find us on Twitter. Twitter.com/pitch talk or at pitch talk on Twitter. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we are up to. But it is one of them ones. I am straight shooting LJA, and I would like to say Jazzy Fizzle. We've also got Brad Hicks and Russ Vernon in the house as well on Skype. Do just like to say a big hello to those two. And also, Jazzy Fizzle, how's your week and weekend been?
Weekend's been good, man. Really, I feel great to be back on the show again alongside yourself and, of course, Brad and, of course, Russ as well, a.k.a. at Sports Coverage on Twitter. Need to say this, though. I'm undecided about tonight's game. You know, like, obviously I want England to go and get the record and get the win and everything else. But for me, I have to say I agree with what Joe Hart had said. It's all about what you do once you get to the big dance, not necessarily what you do on the way there. You know, so as much as I want England to win it, I'm kind of hoping that this actually leads somewhere. Does that make sense?
Of course. It's one of them was there's no point getting to the big dance and then standing on ceremony, aka going out in the group stage. It's one of them.
Exactly. Exactly.
I agree with you.
So, you know, as I say, mixed emotions about tonight's game. Still 0-0, but, you know, it is what it is.
Very true. Very true.
But enough about me. Tell us about you. Any, what's the word I'm looking for? Dalliances over your weekend?
I say dalliances. Sorry, that kind of threw me for a sec. No. What's it? I dropped the word dalliances. Oh Lord, I'm having my lines used against me. Even though I'm not involved in any dalliances, and I'm an upstanding member of the community. But it's one of them ones. I know Jezzy's laughing at that one. Yeah, I'm an upstanding member of the community. So it's one of them ones. A shining beacon in a world. Yeah, just a shining beacon. Anyway.
As one half of the tag team champions of the world. Wait for it. Wait for it. Don't be the wrong one.
Go! Sorry, those commentators who do that are hilarious to me after all this time. But no, it's one of them was, yeah, my weekend has been actually pretty damn good, especially the weekend. Yeah. No.
No, I'm not kidding.
No dalliances. You get me in trouble with them kind of lines. But no, it was one of them ones. It was a fantastic weekend. I'll give it that. Big shout out to the Ibis Eagles. Ibis Eagles AFC. It's one of them ones. We'll get into that later in the grassroots segment. Played away at Carl Shilton. It was very interesting to say the least. But it is one of them. It is one of them ones where it was a lot of fun. Also, big shout out, Shiloh. Big time shout outs to her as well. Big time shout outs. I never thought I'd spend the Sunday playing Donkey Kong Country on the SNES. It was one of them ones. It was actually
nice.
Fun. Ooh!
Sorry, my eardrum.
Rhombus to the clock. Well, anyway, Ross Barkley, 28 minutes in, England 1, Lithuania 0. And Ross Barkley in off the post. That is superb. From about 20 yards out. Nice right-footed strike. Actually, no, a little further. That was probably about 25. Actually, about 25 yards out. Oh, that's a delicious strike in off the goalkeeper's right-hand post. It is one of them ones. He's just fainted in. Way too much space. He's caught that one clean as well. It is one of them ones in off the post. England are 1-0 up against Lithuania. Ross Barkley on 28 minutes. Yeah, I'll round up about my weekend. It was one of them was, the weekend was tremendous. Played quite a bit of Donkey Kong Country, which was a lot of fun. Those who remember Donkey Kong Country,
really? You're not actually gonna cue up the theme song?
No,
come on now.
No, I will.
Come on now.
I will in a minute.
No, look, I feel disappointed by that. Let's just start that all over again, right? Because here's the thing, right? You have one of my favorite Jay-Z tracks underneath you at the moment, right? And it's not because it's a Jay-Z track. And I want to send a big shout out to the Menahan Street Band. Those guys are absolutely tremendous. Make the Road by Walking. If you haven't heard that album, yeah, where have you been? Go listen to it. Right?
Are you mad? Where have you been?
The sample, yeah, Make the Road by Walking. Brilliant track. So anyway, if you're going to be talking about Donkey Kong Country on the SNES, yeah, you have to bring it with some oomph, man. Where's the feeling?
Okay, all right, cool. I'll do it. Do what. All right, fine. Here we This is Monday night and it's talk. This is Monday night and it's talk. We've got lots of football to talk about. So
I feel so much better now. No, on a really real,
that was
man.
not
I'm
planned.
like, come on now.
I assure you that was not planned. It's one of them ones that I just thought, let's get the singing, let's get the vocals going and all that. But I said big shout out to Shiloh, good friend of mine, and it's one of them ones. Yeah, the fact of the matter is, I don't know where that.
So basically, what you're saying is there's nothing like Sunday.
Yeah,
Shiloh, and Donkey Kong Country on the SNES.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. There's nothing
shout
like
out to
Donkey
Omar
Kong.
and not to this guy butchering now.
Shut up. Hey, shut up. But you know what? I want to give a couple shout outs actually. Big time shout outs to obviously Gavin, the G-Man Henry, who was playing for the Ibis Eagles Sixes. Big time shout outs also to Motivate Sports and Fitness as well at Motivate SF on Twitter and Facebook.com/Motivate Sports and Fitness. Big shout outs to Girls on the Ball as well at Girls on the Ball on Twitter and Facebook.com/Girls on the Ball and girlsontheball.com. Also, a big time shout out to Thin White Line Magazine at Tweet White Line on Twitter, Facebook.com/Thin White Line Magazine, and also thinwhitelinemagazine.com as well. It's one of them where, hey, they usually provide us, Mr. Ian Kerr usually provides us with an A-League round up. So it is one of them big time shout outs to Thin White Line Magazine. It is big time shout outs. And as I said, England are 1-0 up against Lithuania, about 32 and a quarter minutes gone. Ross Barkley with that goal on 28 minutes. But you know what? It is one of them ones, Daddy. It is one of them ones, Daddy, where it is time for just waiting for that attack to break down from England. And there we go. Still 1-0 to England. You know what? I feel like listening to more of this.
Can we pause it for a second?
Monday night. Yes, it's time for pitch talk. It is. It's time for pitch talk. With a great set, a 133 minute in it. It's Lithuania, and England.
I don't realize
with a good set.
Can we get like the Super Mario Brothers theme going as well, please?
No, because you don't. You don't want me rapping to that. Trust me. You don't want me attempting to rap to the Super Mario.
Everybody loves a bit of Super Mario.
Yes, everybody loves a bit of Super Mario, but nobody will like me attempting to rap over it. So, first segment of the show, let's roll into some results and analysis. It's results and analyses. It's results and, of course, analyses. Yeah. Trust me, Desi, as said, you wouldn't want me trying to you wouldn't want me trying to rap to the Super Mario Brothers theme. I assure you of that. It would be absurd. Not the fluke tune. It would be about as it would be about as absurd as it would be about as absurd as this.
And the Yeti! Look at the size of that man.
It would be about as absurd as that. The Yeti! And for those of you who love a good OWR, pick that one out. And it is now 2-0. Adam Lallana involved in a slick interchange with Harry Kane, who beats the goalkeeper down at his near post, down to his right. Kane's left at the near post. It is now Lithuania 0, England 2. Harry Kane on 35 minutes. So it's Lithuania 0, England 2. Harry Kane on 35 minutes and Ross Barkley on 28 minutes. Adam Lallana of Liverpool, of course, involved in the build up to Kane's goal. A nice little back heel with the little 1-2 and the slick little movement as well. It is one. Then was 36 minutes played, and it's 2-0 to England away in Lithuania. Speaking of results analysis, Tuesday, 8th of September 2015, Belarus 2, Luxembourg 0. Gordachuk scoring on 34 and 62 minutes. Macedonia 0, Spain 1. Pakovsky with an own goal on 8 minutes, the only goal of the game. Slovakia 0, Ukraine 0. Group E, England 2, Switzerland 0. Harry Kane opening the scoring on 67 minutes and a Wayne Rooney penalty on 84 minutes. Getting the second. Oh, wait, hold on, Daddy. Hold on. Where are we going? Wait. Hold on. Want to take that one again. I don't know why I just went back to the 8th of September. Let's go to the 8th of October. Getting the months wrong. 8th of October. Group D. Georgia 4, Gibraltar 0. This is how you know we're live. This side. Botchamania. Move on. Thursday, 8th of October 2015. Georgia 4, Gibraltar 0.
Super pitch talk.
Vatanzde scoring the opening goal in 30 minutes. Okarishvili scoring a penalty on 35 minutes. Vatanzde scoring again on 45 minutes. And Kazishvili scoring on 87 minutes. Good Lord, those names are hard to pronounce. Republic of Ireland 1, Germany 0. SH. Long, a.k.a. Shane Long, scoring on 70 minutes. An absolute belter of a goal to keep the Republic of Ireland's destiny in their own hands in terms of qualifying for Euro 2016. It was a fantastic goal. One long ball, little flick on. Shane Long got in behind the German defense. You'd expect Neuer to have come out for it in terms of the sweeper keeper gimmick, but it was one of them ones on 70 minutes. Shane Long's goal was tremendous, literally playing the long game. King Dong sh.long. Anyway, I'm leaving that one. I know Jezzy's probably.
Yeah, that's far too much Donkey Kong for you over the weekend, man.
What, King Dong?
Far too much.
King Dong sh.long. Okay, I'm leaving that one. I'm not repeating that. Scotland 2, Poland 2. Lewandowski opened and scoring on 3 minutes. Obligatory goal for him. But Matt Ritchie with a belter on 45 minutes. Legit goal of the week contender along with sh.long. Shane Long as well. Scoring on 45 minutes. Fletcher scored on 62, but Lewandowski broke Scottish hearts on 94 minutes. Pretty much the last kick of the game. Boom, goal from poor defending as well. It is one of them was Lewandowski breaking Scottish hearts. Scotland not going to Euro 2016. Unfortunate. Could have had all 5 home nations potentially going as well. So it is one of them ones. It's very unfortunate for Scotland. But Hungary 2, Faroe Islands 1 in Group F. Jacobson scoring on 11 minutes for the Faroe Islands. Bode scoring on 63 and 71. And Gregerson was sent off on 94 minutes. Northern Ireland 3, Greece 1. History made for Northern Ireland. The first time since Mexico 86 that they've qualified for a major tournament. Euro 2016, Northern Ireland will be there because they topped the group. Northern Ireland 3, Greece 1. Davis opened the scoring on 35 minutes. McGuinness scoring on 49 minutes. And Davis scoring again on 58 minutes. And Aravidis got a consolation goal back for Greece on 86 minutes. Romania 1, Finland 1. Pohan Palo scoring on 66 minutes, and Hoban equalizing for Romania on 91 minutes. Group I, Albania 0, Serbia 2. Kolarov opening scoring on 91 minutes, and Jacic scoring on 94 minutes. Portugal 1, Denmark 0. João Moutinho scoring on 66 minutes, the only goal of the game in that one. Moving on to Friday, 9th of October 2015. Macedonia 0, Ukraine 2. Selezhnov scoring the opening goal of this game on 59 minutes from the penalty spot, and Kravets equalizing on 87 minutes. Slovakia 0, Belarus 1. Dragon with the only goal of the game on 34 minutes. Martinovic was actually sent off on 65 minutes after he was booked on 57 minutes. It didn't take him long to get sent off after being booked. Spain 4, Luxembourg 0. Cazorla, Santi Cazorla. Yes, the name's Cazorla. Santi Cazorla scoring on 42 minutes. With goals coming on 67 and 80 minutes in between that for Spain, and Cazorla scored again on 85 minutes. England 2, Estonia 0 in Group E. Theo Walker after some very slick play actually in the builder. Theo Walker scoring on 45 minutes, and Raheem Sterling scoring a second, pretty much put on a plate for him by Jamie Vardy on 85 minutes. Slovenia 1, Lithuania 1. Bursa scoring a penalty on in first half stoppage time, 45+1 to be perfectly exact, as England go searching for a third on 41 minutes against Lithuania right now. Lithuania 0, England 2 is a latest score, and Shelby just had kind of a tame shot on target from about the range that Barkley scored his goal from. But anyway, Novikovas scored a penalty on 79 minutes to level up for Lithuania against Slovenia. Switzerland 7, San Marino 0. Lang on 17. Gökhan Inler with a penalty on 55. Mehmedi on 65 scoring. Johan Juru got in on the act from the penalty spot, aka the tree, on 72 minutes. Patim Kasame scored on 75 minutes. Mbolo scored a penalty on 80 minutes. I kid you not, there were 3 penalties in this match. And Derdiok scored on 89 minutes. Group G, Liechtenstein 0, Sweden 2. Berg on 18 minutes opened the scoring, and Ibrahimovic daring to Zlatan once again, scoring on 55 minutes. Moldova 1, Russia 2. Ignacevic scoring on 58 minutes, and Zubia scoring on 78 minutes, and Sebotaru scoring for Moldova a consolation goal on 85 minutes. Montenegro 2, Austria 3. Vucinic opening the scoring for Montenegro on 32, Janko on 55. Bekiraj on 68 for Montenegro again, and Arnautovic on 81 minutes, Sabitzer on 92 minutes, giving Austria the 3-2 win. Vucinic was actually sent off as well. He was booked on 87 and got his second bookable on 87. So it was one of them ones. Yeah, that was quite funny. But yeah, moving and grooving on this international week. It's one of them was Group A, European Championship qualifying. Iceland 2, Latvia 2. Sigforsson on 5 minutes with the opening goal. Gylfi Sigurdsson on 27 minutes put Iceland into a 2-0 lead. But Kauna, the head Kauna, scoring on 49 minutes for Latvia, and Sabala equalizing on 68 minutes. Kazakhstan 1, Holland 2. Wijnaldum on 33 minutes and Wesley Sneijder on 50 minutes with the Dutch goals, and Kuat on 95 minutes with Kazakhstan's goal. Now, Holland in real trouble and in real danger of actually being eliminated completely from the running in terms of trying to get through to Euro 2016 because of this result. Czech Republic 0, Turkey 2. Inan scored a penalty on 62 minutes, and Kalanoglu scored on 79 minutes to give the second goal in this match. But European Championship qualifying Group B, Andorra 1, Belgium 4. Golan opened the scoring on 19 minutes. Kevin De Bruyne scored on 42 minutes. Lima Sola scored a penalty for Andorra. Turned out to be a consolation goal in the end because Eden Hazard scored a penalty on 56. And De Poitra scored on 64 minutes. Bosnia-Herzegovina 2, Wales 0. Juric scoring on 71 minutes, and Ibisevic scoring on 90 minutes, but Wales are guaranteed through anyway to Euro 2016. Israel 1, Cyprus 2. Dosa Momade opening the scoring. Dimitriou scoring the second goal for Cyprus on 18 minutes. And Bitten getting a consolation on 76 minutes. Group H, Azerbaijan 1, Italy 3. Citadin Martins on 11 minutes. Nazarov equalizing, surprisingly, for Azerbaijan on 31 minutes. Stephen El Shawari on 43 minutes. Darmian on 65 minutes. Husseinov was sent off on 88 minutes. And Medvedev was actually booked on 94 minutes. No real reason to bring that up apart from I just kind of like the name Medvedev. It's just kind of a unique sounding name. What's your name? Medvedev. Anyways, it kind of sounds like a Bond villain. Hello, I am Medvedev. I will have you killed, Mr. Bond, not before revealing my plan to you and letting you have a chance to stop it for Mr. Bond. But anyway, yeah, don't ask where that came from. I don't even know.
No, I know where that came from. Shout out to the G-Man as well, though, because that video was epic. Right? Everything about it, the lip syncing, the key, and everything, epic.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, it was actually pretty good. Yeah, it was the Jurgen Klopp. Yeah, the Jurgen Klopp thing. We'll get into that in spades in the next segment, by the way. Norway 2, Malta 0. Alex Tetti scoring. Tetti, I said, not anything else. Wrong ones. On 19 minutes, opening scoring on 19 minutes. Sunderland scoring on 52 minutes. Croatia 3, Bulgaria 0. Perisic on 2 minutes. Rakitic on 42 minutes. Kalinic on 81 minutes. Kopp was sent off on 89 minutes. Oh, see, Kopp kind of ruined that. It kind of ruined that. Perisic, Rakitic, Kalinic, Kopp. Come on, really? Kind of ruined it. It's one of them ones, -5 stars in that one. By the way, Lithuania 0, England 2 is a half-time score. That Barkley's goal has inexplicably, in my view, been put down as an own goal for Onaskis, I think it is. So yeah, that first England goal is down as an own goal according to certain places. That's quite an odd one. Yeah, but so it was Harry Kane got the second. So England were 2-0 up and pretty much cruising. But yes, Moving on to Sunday, 11th of October 2015, we got Germany 2, Georgia 1. Thomas Müller opening scoring with a penalty on 50 minutes. Can Carver scoring on 53 minutes. Cruz scoring on 79 minutes. Give Germany the win. Gibraltar 0, Scotland 6. A result, a game too late, really, because Martin on 24 minutes, Maloney on 39 minutes, Fletcher on 52 and 56 and 85, and Stephen Naismith on 91 minutes. Poland 2, Republic of Ireland 1, Krajewak on 13 minutes. Walters equalised with penalty on 18 minutes, and Lewandowski getting his obligatory goal on 42 minutes. John O'Shea was sent off on 92 minutes after being booked on 18 minutes. European Championship qualifying Group F, Faroe Islands 0, Romania 3, Badescu on 4 minutes. Badescu again on 45 plus 1, and Maxim on 82 minutes. Finland 1, Northern Ireland 1, Cathcart opening scoring on 31 minutes, and Arajui scoring on 87 minutes. Greece 4, Hungary 3, Stafylidis on 5 minutes. Lovrenskis on 26 minutes equalised for Hungary, but Nemeth gave Hungary the lead. Then Tashidis scored on 56. Then Nemeth again on 75. Then Mitroglou on 79. And Kone gave Greece the win on 86. One of them ones. Armenia 0, Albania 3. Oh my word, I'm not even going to try pronouncing that name. But there was an own goal on 9 minutes by Hovhannissian. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Hovhannissian own goal on 9 minutes. Jimisti scoring on 23 minutes, and Sadiku scored on 76 minutes to give Albania the 3-0 victory. Serbia 1, Portugal 2. Nani on 5 minutes. Tosic on 65 minutes. Oh my God, there are lines I could use right now. Nani and Tosic. I'm not going down that road. João Moutinho scored on 78 minutes, the winning goal for Portugal. Kolarov was booked on 79, sent off on 79, and Matic was sent off on 81. But Tosic and Nani. I am not going down that road. No matter how much I want to. Anyway, Monday, 12th October 2015, qualifying Group G. Austria 3, Liechtenstein 0 was the final score. Nautovic on 12 minutes, Janko on 54 and 57. Russia 2, Montenegro 0. Kuzmin on 33 minutes opening scoring. Kokoran, oh Lord, another line in there somewhere. Kokoran, on 37 minutes with a penalty. Sweden 2, Moldova 0. Zlatan Ibrahimovic on 24 minutes, and Zengin on 47 minutes. Now, an initial question. Anyone jumping in on these international results after Jesse Fizzle has his view?
Yeah. It's time for Jesse to break it down, take it down,
break it
down here. And I will say this though, right? I think for me, the man of the moment at the minute has to be Robert Lewandowski, man. This guy, he's that guy. He's absolutely phenomenal. He's in absolutely redonkulous form right now. I know we talk about Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi being the best players in world football at the moment, but for me, arguably the best striker, best centre forward in world football right now, Robert Lewandowski. And he's not just doing it domestically, he's doing it internationally as well. And I argue with you right now, who else is doing it better than him?
Well,
now.
You'd argue Ronaldo and Messi, but then again, it's one of them was you'd argue Aguero too. But hey, with that hamstring injury, City are going to really miss it.
No, and this is what I mean, right? So let's face it, Aguero has had injury troubles over the last few seasons, right? So even though he has scored a ridiculous amount of goals, despite that, and I do want to make it clear that he has done it despite that, and I'm not saying, oh, well, it's because he's a City man, I'm going to run him down. No. Here's the thing, Sergio Aguero is a great player, but I'm talking about that consistency, not just in scoring, but in availability. Right? Robert Lewandowski has scored so many goals, he can afford to have time off to go to Oktoberfest. No, seriously. Like, he was given time to go to Oktoberfest. Right? Because he's performed so well. And then he goes on international duty and scores again. he just keeps scoring, and it's not like he's playing for some, you know, small team in a small league, domestically that is. So, you know, for me, I find his form at the moment absolutely ridiculous, personally. For me, the best centre forward in football at the moment, for me personally. Congratulations to Wales. Yes, they lost on Saturday, but they still qualified. Congratulations to Northern Ireland as well. Shout out to my former life, and of course, had to say, you know, so happy for all the people of Wales, all the people of Northern Ireland as well. You know, it's a great time for football.
Did you just say shout outs to the ex-wife?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I thought you did.
No, I didn't. But shout out to my future kids, man. I'm my future wife, yo. No. I had to do that because otherwise you'd be like, oh, Jesse, you're not gonna do it. Anyway.
It's one of them shout outs to the ex-wife, to the next wife. Well, in my perspective, it would be no shout outs to the ex-wives because they're exes for a reason. That's just my line. That's just my line on it. That's just my take on it. And I am straight shooting LJ, and that's my opinion. Thank you very much. Good night. It's one of them ones. It's all about the present and the future because one can't change the past, but you can change the future. So it's one of them.
True. That's true.
It's one of them. So there's certain people trying to create futures. People like this.
This girl sent me this picture.
Oh my goodness.
Of a little baby. And it was in a town that I'd never been in before. And she sent me this picture. She said, New Jack, this is your baby. And the baby looked like a pigeon with a spiked hairdo. I swear to God, I told her that ain't my baby. And she said, no, but you was there with me. You remember that night.
Some people
shout out to the sports bar, yo.
Shout outs to New Jack. The baby ugly.
And of course, a big shout out to What Kids Follow as well.
Oh Lord. How do we come up with this stuff?
I don't know. But yeah, Scotland as well. Congratulations to them. You know what? Congratulations to the home nation's football teams.
Yeah.
And commiserations, of course, to the Republic of Ireland.
Republic of Ireland. What about Scotland?
Well, I mean, like, here's my thing, right? Scotland. I love Scotland. I do. I have love in my heart for Scotland. There's a particular place in Scotland, Greenock. Okay, have a look at Greenock, right? And I'll say this, right? It hurts.
What hurts?
But it's all right. It's all right. Not everyone's gonna be able to get there. This is the other thing.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Oh no!
It's just you just reminded me of that. Like,
oh no!
It's all right.
Oh no!
It's all right. It's all right. Bright light, Salim Scottish bid. No.
Oh good. Oh, sorry.
Bright lights at Euro 2016.
Oh my God. This guy. Yeah. And I just want to mention briefly. The Netherlands, they beat Kazakhstan 2-1. Interesting report coming from the Dutch camp about a potential bust up between Memphis Depay and Robin van Persie. I personally don't believe that. I saw transcript of the press conference from Danny Blind, not Daley Blind, Danny Blind, the national team manager, and yeah, like there's been a lot made of nothing. A lot made of nothing.
Yeah, but the parasitic media are brilliant at that. Just making a mountain out of a molehill. It's like, yeah, wait, nothing really happened, but let's make out like something serious did. It's like, really? When you look into facts, you realize nothing happened.
And of course, Jorginho Wijnaldum, he scored after 33 minutes. You know what? It's going to be very interesting in terms of what happens with him next, especially at the end of the season. If Newcastle continue on the trajectory that they're on, I wouldn't be surprised if another club comes in for Jorginho Wijnaldum in the January transfer window. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
It would be interesting.
And one of my favourite Dutch players for a very long time, Wesley Sneijder, he was also on the score sheet.
Yeah.
And you know what? He still got it. I'm sorry. He still got it. Form is temporary. Class is permanent.
Thank you very much. Good night, no.
That's it. No, like, literally. I'm
waiting for more.
That's my mic. I'm done.
Russ Vernon has said in the Skype chat, yeah, he's actually just dropped us in a tweet about Barkley's goal. UEFA have actually confirmed that it's that England's second goal has actually been credited as an OG. So it's one of them. That's quite an interesting one. He also said England v Estonia was like a training session, in my opinion, and Lallana was poor. To which, of course, it's a case of, well, the match didn't really matter too much anyway. But yeah, Russ Vernon has also said, oh yeah, he's hoping to meet girls on the ball on November 1st.
I'm saying this right now.
Continental
right?
Cup final.
I am saying this right now.
What are you saying?
If Russ meets Scotty before I do, I'm rioting.
Ah, Jesse Fizzles riot. Jesse Fizzles riot.
I'm serious, man. Scotty, where's the love, yo? I had carrots ready and everything.
Carrots.
I could have even sorted out some hummus.
See hummus? This one said hummus. Oh lordy, hummus. This one dropped hummus. Yeah.
Like roasted red pepper hummus as well. Like, come on.
Hey, he's pushing the boat out, not
Scotty,
just regular hummus.
How you gonna do me like that, Scotty? That's what I'm saying.
No, not just regular hummus, but roasted red pepper hummus as well. It is one of them ones. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. That is actually pretty cool. But yeah, it is one of them. It is one of them ones. Yeah. I would like to add my congratulations in terms of obviously with Wales getting through, Northern Ireland creating history. I said first Irish team, first Northern Ireland team since Mexico '86 to get through. That is tremendous. It is one of them. Was first time since Mexico '86 that they're going through. That is tremendous for them. And hell, they earned it. They really did earn it. I mean, saw some absolute belters in the week as well. So it's one of them stuff of the week as later on in the show. There are some quality goals in there as well. But Heil, if you're not down with that, 2 words for you. International break. But no, it is one of them ones. It's been a very interesting international break, and Holland, well, on the verge of elimination. So it's one of them. Imagine that they don't get into European Championships. That'd be the first time, since 2002 that they haven't made the tournament. So, but on the 13th of October 2015, tomorrow, it'd be Holland v Czech Republic, Latvia v Kazakhstan, Turkey v Iceland. Where else? Yeah, Turkey v Iceland, Belgium v Israel, Cyprus v Bosnia Herzegovina, Wales, Andorra, Bulgaria, Azerbaijan, Italy, Norway, Malta, Croatia as well. So it's one of them. There's some very tasty fixtures coming up. In terms of live scores at the moment, we've got in Group G, Sweden 2, Moldova 0, Ibrahimovic on 24 minutes, Zengin on 47 minutes, Russia 2, Montenegro 0. That's called it. Yeah, went through that one earlier, I think. Austria 3, Liechtenstein 0, Arnautovic 12, Janko. Yeah, went through that one earlier. And right now in England's Group E, Lithuania 0, England 2. That's just kicked back off in the second half. Arlauskis with the own goal on 35 minutes. Sorry, 35 minutes has been credited to him instead of Harry Kane. It came off the post and back off the goalkeeper. So that's been credited as an own goal, fairly. But Ross Barkley has been credited with the first one. He's actually been credited with it. So 29 points, Ross Barkley. Estonia 0, Switzerland 0 is a current score. San Marino 0, Slovenia 0, Ukraine 0, Spain 1 is a current score. Perez Martinez on 21 minutes. Luxembourg 0, Slovakia 3, Marek Hamsik on 24, Nemec on 29, and Mac on 30 minutes, and Belarus 0, Macedonia 0. Those are current scores. So bringing you back up to date. And I said Lithuania 0, England 2, back 46 minutes played, only a minute and a quarter of the second half so far. But yeah, England pretty much coasting.
Yeah, this one done and dusted for me. You know, and this is what I meant when I was talking off air about this being a non-event. And a big shout out to my uncle Mike as well, because I was talking to him about this. I was saying it really is a non-event. There's really nothing to it. And you know, one of the things that I'm glad of for this particular game is that we're seeing a very different England lineup. You know, so let's be honest. Crunch time, clutch time, very important game. Are you going to see Jack Butland in goal? Unless Joe Hart is injured? No. Right? Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain should be on the fringes, but will he likely start? Probably not. Same for Jamie Vardy. You could possibly argue a case for John Joe Shelby, but Ross Barkley, he's a nice option to have on the bench. But again, it's good to see this is a more experimental, shall we say. It's good to see that it's more experimental side, and that we're giving our players that wouldn't normally have this spotlight at the sort of occasion if England weren't doing so well in qualifying to get game time. But no, here's what it is. For me, non-event now. It's just a matter of how many more goals can England get. If England gets 6, I think a lot of people will be satisfied. If they don't, they'll be wondering why they didn't. Again, for me, non-event.
Right. I mean, it is one of them. It is one of them where it's at. Yeah, you got to experiment. You got to basically experiment in these kind of games, because if you're not experimenting in dead rubber games, then well, it's a case of why would you? Why would you experiment in these kind of games rather than experimenting in games that actually mean something? Ooh. Because the only way that this game means something is just because of getting results. Caller, you are through to your Monday Night Football and Fixed Pitch Talk. Who have we got the pleasure of speaking to right now?
Ryan.
What is up? What is up?
What is up, Liam?
Not much. Just hosting your Monday Night Football and Fixed, the best Bayern football talk show on a Monday night, and possibly on any night. I think on any night in the world. I don't know why I'm doing it like that for. When there was like that, like this, like that as well. But it is one of them ones. I know there are a couple at least League One results that you would like to mention, or at least an opinion on as well. League One and League Two results. Couple just want to give actually a quick shout out to Mr. Tom Wood. Southend 1, Port Vale 0 was a result for his side in League One and also in League Two. A couple of the standout results, it must be said. A couple of the standout results: Exeter 3, Stevenage 3. Big shout out to Pitch Talk's own Mike Harneman on that one. Exeter 3, Stevenage 3. Wheeler on 4 and 18 minutes. Morrison on 15. But for Stevenage, Parrott on 39. Kennedy. Sorry, that has to be done every time I mention that name. It's one of them was, where's the mic repelling from the ceiling? Kennedy on 45 minutes, Whelpdale on 90 minutes. And with Notts County v Plymouth, Ryan, would you like to tell us the score in that? And then we'll drop the scorers.
Oh, it was Notts County 0, Plymouth Argyle 2.
There we go. And Reed scoring on 18 and 86 minutes. Now, big shout out to, of course, one half of the tag team champions of the world of being a wrong un, and that is Big T, aka
T's up.
Exactly. Big time shout outs to him. Unfortunately, his Notts County side went down to defeat, and we got Plymouth Argyle supporter, Ryan Sonley, on the line right now. Your view on Notts County v Plymouth. I know you're happy about the 3 points that Plymouth got.
I mean, I was at Exeter versus Stevenage, but as I was watching watching that game, I was like going through Exeter. I thought, oh, I'll get Plymouth Argyle on the Argyle player that I've got, and I thought, well, this would be brilliant, and it would be good to listen to them because obviously me being around Exeter and going towards the rugby and at the during the game, I was unable to watch the game, but I've seen the highlights and I was pretty impressed with Ruben Reid because obviously he scored two goals and it's 3-3 for him, and I was really happy about it. I mean, he took his chances well. I mean, his first goal was well taken. His second one, the keeper saved it. Jack Jarvis played it back into him, and he buried it nicely as well. So I was happy that it was 2-0 and took us back to the top of the table. And I was also at Stevenage Exeter, as I've said. And I mean, for Exeter to go 2-0 up through Clinton Morrison and David Wheeler, as said, and Clinton Morrison scoring a goal of the week contender goal with an overhead kick.
And his first goal in ages as well.
Yeah, since when he was playing for Colchester United. I saw the whole game, and I mean, there's another goal of the week contender from Chris Weltdale, who scored the final goal of the game. And I mean, what a goal that was as well. I mean, I was talking to Mike Harneman and Russ Vernon during the game, and to be honest, Mike was like, can you come to watch Stevenage every week? Because it stopped their losing run, which I was actually happy about. I mean, I got a few pictures with the Stevenage lot, a few pictures with the Exeter lot, and I mean, then I went off to Sandy Park to get pictures and autographs from Italy, Romania in the Rugby World Cup.
Sounds like a jam-packed weekend, because you had one picture with Teddy Sheringham, if I'm correct on that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I had a picture with I had a few pictures with the Stevenage lot, which Mike's wrote on in the comments that who it is, and I had a picture with an ex-Torquay United goalkeeper, Bobby Lesnick, and he went to me, what are you doing here? Because the last time I had a picture with him, I had it when he was at Peterborough against Cardiff back in December 2013.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, it was like that. And he remembered me, which I was actually pretty shocked about, because it's not teams that I support, but he remembered me and was like, what are you doing here? I went, well, I support Plymouth, and then I thought, well, I shouldn't have said that, but he was fine with it, and we were talking about him when he was at his Torquay days, because he actually kept the house that he had in Torquay from when he was at Torquay for that one season where he did really well and went to Peterborough. But I actually was happy with Clinton Morrison and another Exeter player as well. I mean, he was one of them. When I asked what they thought of the game, because obviously I couldn't attend it due to family reasons of going to a wedding in Hereford, which was pretty nice. But and so I got to I asked for players' review of it, and he said, well, we were the better side first half, and that Plymouth were the better side second half. So I thought, fair one. And then I said to him, what do you think of your chances against us in the league? And he said, I think we could beat you if you play that similar side in the league. So, and I went, well, you try and beat us? That's not going to happen.
All I can say is it is going to be interesting at the top of the league as the season develops. I mean, we're still early in the season yet, but still long ways to go. But it's going to be one of them ones where the Football League is always interesting, especially about halfway through. But then when it gets to the sharp end as well, when you got teams you always still having teams competing, obviously, because the playoff spots as well. It's one of them ones. That's the battle that really always kind of heats up. It always kind of heats up towards the end of the season. You start to see around kind of late November, early December, you start really seeing the leagues kind of take shape, and you really see who's going to be competing for those playoff spots. So it does always make it very, very interesting. But Ryan, sorry, Ryan, but because of time, we got to shift on just due to time. Are you sticking around with us on Skype as well?
I will be probably not, because I'm actually at my girlfriend's.
No. Say no more. Say no more. If you're with your girlfriend, if you're at your girlfriend,
doing
say
stuff.
No more. It's one of them ones. Say no more. We ain't going into that. It's one of them.
Are you playing Donkey Kong?
Oh Lord.
That's all I'm asking. If you're not playing Donkey Kong, then
Donkey Kong Country is my game. What are you talking about? That's terrible. Oh Lord. But you know what? It is one of them ones where Ryan, thank you for giving us your view on Exeter Stevenage and also Plymouth Notts County as.
Yeah, thanks very much for the call, bro. Really appreciate it. And
we'll message my stuff of the week if I don't get to say it.
All good, man. Drop us your stuff of the week via Twitter.
Yeah, thanks so much for the call.
Yeah, we'll read that.
Appreciate it, man. Now you can go back to having some quality time with the missus, doing stuff.
Yeah. That's all right. Take it easy and enjoy your night, but not too much. Always be careful.
Cheers, mate. Have a good night.
You too. And Danny Ings is just coming on for England. 58.5 minutes gone. Lithuania 0, England 2 is that current score. Harry Kane coming off his goal actually, funnily enough, was ruled as an own goal as it hit the post and came back and went back in off the goalkeeper, the Lithuanian goalkeeper. But you know what? It is one of them ones that where it is time for us to shift segments. We got a lot of show tonight. A hell of a lot of shows. So let's go into quite a bit of.
Generally, talking points.
Just had a shot from the edge of the box. Was caught and taken aim. England are 2-0 up against Lithuania. 60 minutes gone on the clock. This is Pitch Talk. 7:30 p.m. ITV4, Italy, Norway. Might be worth a watch, that one. And Euro 2016 qualifying highlights tomorrow, 10:30, ITV4. So we'll let you know about that. But general talking points. We're going to take these in reverse order. So I'm very happy about the second one. Sunderland appoints Sam Allardyce as new manager on a 2-year deal, 9th October 2015. Sunderland have appointed Sam Allardyce as a manager on a 2-year contract. Dick Advocat quit Sunderland on Sunday with the Black Cats second bottom of the Premier League and winless in their opening 8 games. Allardyce, who's 60, has been out of management since he left West Ham at the end of last season. Of course, it's a challenging job, but I hope to be able to bring the stability and success that everyone wants, Allardyce said. I'm looking forward to working with the players, and of course, I will be relying on the help of these Sunderland supporters. He actually had a spell at Sunderland as a player between 1980 and 1981 as well, and actually becomes the first person to manage both Sunderland and rivals Newcastle. And England have gone 3-0 up. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain on 61 minutes, lashing in an effort from close range. Lithuania 0, England 3. 62 minutes gone, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has the third goal. It's one of them ones lashed in. Way. Keeper had no chance on that one. Lashed in high and towards the right-hand corner. Somewhat of an acute angle. Keeper actually got hands to it, but couldn't keep it out. The power just took it through. The power. See the power. See the power of Oxlade-Chamberlain. One of them was has a tender embrace with Danny Ings. It was Kyle Walker actually passed into it. But yeah, that's what happens when you stand off a striker in your own box. Anyway, it was one of them was England 0, Lithuania 3. So it's one of them ones. Sam Allardyce is now the manager of Sunderland. Sunderland moving very quickly. Speaking of moving quickly, Jurgen Klopp confirmed as Liverpool manager on £15 million Anfield deal. This is from the 8th of October 2015. Jurgen Klopp has been appointed Liverpool's new manager on a 3-year deal worth £15 million. The 48-year-old German replaces Brendan Rodgers, who was sacked last Sunday after 3.5 years in charge with the club 10th in the Premier League. Klopp has been out of work since May, when he ended a 7-year spell at Borussia Dortmund to take a sabbatical. He will earn £5 million a year, making him the best paid manager in the Premier League, rising to £7 million for Champions League qualification or a Premier League title. Klopp, Sean O'Driscoll, who was Rodgers' assistant, has left the club, and Gary McAllister has been moved from first-team coach to a new ambassadorial position. Klopp is expected to bring in Zyko Buvac and Peter Kravietz, his former assistants at Borussia Dortmund, to Anfield. Klopp was officially introduced by Liverpool at news conference on Friday. So it is one of them ones. So his first game in charge is a trip to Tottenham in the Premier League on October 17th. He's got a few testing games coming up, including Chelsea and Man City as well, and Southampton. So it's one of them ones where there are some testing games within Klopp's first 5-6 games at Liverpool. But I am going to ask Jezzy Fizzle your view first on Klopp going to Liverpool and Allardyce to Sunderland before I jump.
I'm going to take it in reverse. Yeah, because I actually think that the bigger appointment here is Big Sam. And I know that that's going to shock a lot of people.
Yeah,
bear with me. The reason why I think that's the bigger appointment is because, well, he's had a lot of time away. Right? There's been other jobs that have been around. He hasn't really been interested, but he's decided to, throw his hat into this one, even though he's also come out and said that he'd still like to manage England very recently. But I personally think he's the right kind of manager for that job, because let's be honest, right? Yes, it's early season, but what we're really talking about is a salvage and stabilize kind of job. That's what we're really talking about. So he's the right man, because I think back to Bolton, right? And I'm not saying that he salvaged and stabilized Bolton. Far from it. I think he did some magnificent things at Bolton. I was actually a big fan of his while he was at Bolton and his team.
Yeah,
right?
Kocha, Ivan Campo and his crazy hair, among us.
JJ Kocha. I'm pretty sure Yuri Jorkaev was there as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, you know, I think that there's enough talent there for him to work with, especially up front with Lenz, Fletcher, and Defoe. I also think he can probably begin to harness some of the pure talent, and I do believe it. He does have a lot of pure talent that Lee Cattermole has as a destroyer in midfield. I think he's also got a very talented signing in Jan and Villa as well, and maybe he can bring some stability to the back line. I don't know. I think, you know, with the experience of Wes Brown and John O'Shea, they should be able to guide the other guys through the games. And I just think with his experience of those kinds of battles, because he, you know, and let's not forget, it's not like he did ridiculously badly with West Ham either. He didn't.
Well, we said back in the summer that it was a little bit of a weird one to get rid of him. I mean, even though Slaven Bilic has done very well so far, right?
And I stand by that. I still stand by that. So, you know, I think they're getting an experienced manager who knows the task that he has at hand, and I think he's the right one to pull it off, personally. Now, as for Jurgen Klopp, the choice that I would have made for Liverpool manager, personally, would have been Carlo Ancelotti. Now, I know he has the previous history with Chelsea in the Premier League. I'm aware of that, right? But he is a big name in world football. He's pretty much won everything that there is to win, not just as a player, but also as a manager, right? And I think he would command a lot of respect. The other thing as well is, simply put, he's older. And I think with his age and his vast experience, as I say, not just as a player, but as a manager as well, that commands a different type of respect. Whereas, if we're honest, did Brendan Rodgers really have that? No. And I think one of the big reasons, just his age, but the fact that in terms of, you know, when you're going to go and look at the medals, what medals did he have? When you go and look at the credentials, what out-and-out credentials did he have? This is not me slating Brendan Rodgers and saying that he was a bad manager. Far from it. I was actually a fan of Brendan Rodgers, especially this season. No, that's a bit tongue-in-cheek.
Don't even try that. You think that's lost on me? Don't try that. Don't try that. Don't make me bring up Moisey, what you got. Moisey, what you got. Well, I need to bring that up again. Here's this one trying.
Point is, right. No, I actually thought that he was doing quite well. I mean, let's be honest. What, Liverpool only 6 points?
I think only 6 points off the third. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, are you really doing that badly?
No, but you know how short-termist fans are. The parasitic media will whip up a frenzy at any given opportunity.
No, I know, and I'm not disputing that. But I also think, you know, I partly agree with Arsene Wenger here. Where I'm like, what? Why? They say 6 points, only 6 points. The team weren't really performing that badly.
But the thing is, we weren't performing
and
that
if you
well.
want to use, you say that, right?
No, but I mean in terms of chances. I mean in terms of chance conversion, because we've seen this happen. Like Liverpool fans, we've seen this happen before, in terms of having a shed load of shots on goal. It was that season. Oh God, it was about 3 years ago. I think it was now. That season where we were the most prolific team at hitting the woodwork. It was reminding me of that, where it was like Cow's backside banjo, the Carlisle game. Actually kind of helped prove it beyond reasonable doubt, where we had nearly 50 shots on goal, like 30 plus on target, and still only scored once. That's kind of a concerning thing. And plus, with us not being able to shut the door, and Todd Edwards references at the back, it was kind of concerning. But the thing with the Klopp appointment, which I might as well go into, seeing I've segued in.
Yo, hold up.
Go on.
Wait a minute. Stop. because I ain't done.
All right, good.
I ain't done, right? So again, my thing is this: it's not as if there hasn't been a big turnover this season. There has been a big turnover of players. There are a lot of different and new players in the starting 11. These things are going to take time, right? I was saying the same thing about Manchester United, and I'm still saying it, right? The big turnover that's happened, you have to give it time. You're going to have one or two players that are established that really should be performing at a much higher level than they are. And, for Manchester United, I'm looking at and I'm talking about, and you know what? Because I'm not going to hide in it, I'm just going to say it, Wayne Rooney, right? But things are going to click. Things will come good, but you know what is needed? It's a bit of time, right? And even though I'm not that big of a Take That fan, you also need a little bit of patience. Yeah, these things don't happen overnight. And while I understand the clamour to go and appoint Jurgen Klopp, and I personally think he's an absolutely fantastic young manager, I really do. I say to you, and all the Liverpool fans out there that are, I don't know, maybe hoping for the kind of the Messiah or what have you in footballing form, right? That even he needs time. It's not going to happen overnight, right? To the point where I say to you, if he goes and he loses a big game, right? Then what? Is he not as good as we first thought he was? Is he an impersonator? Is he Klopp the flop all of a sudden? Right? Because you can't have both. I'm sorry.
No, but I said
Right,
that's where the parasitic media is kind of coming.
Oh, yes.
And
it's
also
the fickleness of the fans.
Yeah, I was going to say short-termist fans.
That.
Yeah, short-termist fans as well.
Because as I said to you, the team as is right now, the pieces are starting to come together. It might not be as quick as everybody wants it to be, and I understand that in the immediacy of the world that we live in currently, right? It's either everything now or it's no good, right? I'm well aware of that. But the point I'm making is, it's not like he's inheriting a bad team. He's not. His team was starting to come together anyway, right? To the point where I'd actually argue, if this team does start to click, does start winning games, does start scoring goals and everything else, was it really down to Klopp, or was it that the team that he inherited was actually better than everyone thought it was? Over to you.
No, you know what? No, I'm gonna in terms of, all right, let's go Klopp then Allardyce. I'm gonna take it that way. But the fact of the matter is, Russ Vernon has just said Klopp for the Cup. I think is a good appointment. In my opinion, with Ancelotti not ready to come back into management just yet. As for Big Sam, he's a great appointment for Sunderland. He'll keep him up and will probably help them finish mid-table and push for a top half finish in 2016-17 season. Now, Mike Heineman has said in response to the question we put out, is Big Sam the right man for struggling Sunderland? Can he save them from relegation? Mike Heineman said it's a difficult job for anyone, would like to see him succeed, but if I'm being brutally honest, it all depends on the business he gets done in January. Current squad for me isn't good enough to keep them up. Now, you know what? I kind of partly agree with Russ, partly disagree with Russ, partly disagree with Mike Heineman too. Current squad not being good enough to keep Sunderland up, I kind of disagree with that. Guys like Yanam Villa, among others, Jermaine Lenz as well. There are a couple of very good players in there. If they shut the door at the back, I mean, Jermaine Defoe up top too. I mean, it's one of them ones. Sunderland do have a couple of good players that I think, if Allardyce can get them clicking sharpish, they'll keep Sunderland up. Newcastle, different kettle of fish. But it is one, especially with Tim Krul being ruled out for the rest of the season. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about their rival, Sunderland. It is a case of Allardyce, I think, is a good appointment for a side like Sunderland. And like we said last week about Dick Advocate, it was just weird. You may as well have quit in the summer and stayed quit in the summer rather than quitting 8 games in. Same with the Liverpool situation with getting rid of Brendan Rodgers, but at least both teams have moved quickly to get replacements. Now, both teams moving so quickly to get replacements definitely shouts to the CWO/conspiracy theorist within me. That makes me think these seeds had been planted since the summer, because you don't get 2 managers of that kind of caliber in for each club that quickly. It had to have been planned, but then the Liverpool one, the waters are kind of muddied by Brendan Rodgers being given a shed load of money to spend and allowing him to rejig the backroom staff quite significantly. If you knew you were going to get rid of him after 8 games, that doesn't make any sense to let him do that. But leaving that aside, Jurgen Klopp, love it, think it's a great appointment. Ancelotti, I would have been just as happy with. If not maybe slightly happier because of his pedigree, but it's not to say that Klopp has not got pedigree. And one of the things that has been a common thread in terms of Klopp coming to Liverpool, welcome Klopp for the cup, Klopp to the cup, welcome. But the fact of the matter is, for me, I'm just looking at it as, yeah, Klopp's track record in terms of not necessarily getting the most out of the least. That's disrespectful to Borussia Dortmund and their talent pool. But getting the best out of somewhat limited resources is what he's going to have to do with Liverpool, because we're not the great side that we used to be. No matter how great as Liverpool supporters we think the side is, it's not that great. We are somewhat mediocre, not Tottenham level mediocre, but somewhat mediocre also. But for me, it's a case of, as Jersey Fizzle said, time, the world's most precious commodity. Time. That is what is needed here for Klopp to implement. If he is looking to implement that high energy, high intensity pressing game that he developed at Dortmund, that's going to take time. And as I've said to a number of people, it's a case of he, at least until January, is going to have to make do with the same parts that Brendan Rodgers couldn't make work. But also, in terms of if he's going to purchase players in January, that's kind of loaded in itself, because at the end of the day, in January, every player has at least 5 to 10 million extra put on their price tag because it's January. So there might not be that much business done in January. We've gotten some great deals in January, don't get me wrong. I mean, Suarez, Sturridge, I think Coutinho was a January buy a few years ago as well. So we've had some great deals in January, but we've had some great flops in January too. Andy Carroll, need I say more? But the fact of the matter is, in all honesty, you're looking at least a season and a half before you really start to, so basically halfway through Klopp's tenure is when you are going to start to really reap the benefits of what he can do and what he can bring and what he will bring to the club. Because at the end of the day, right now it's Brendan Rodgers' squad. Until at least the summer, it will be Brendan Rodgers' squad. And basically, Klopp will be coming in to do a salvage job, similar to what King Kenny did with after Roy Hodgson's tenure at Liverpool. So it's a case of Klopp will have to do what he can with the squad that he's got. Because as I said, I don't really see much change happening in January. 1 player, maybe 2 at the most. And that might be 2 going out rather than coming in. But it's a case of, and also settling into a proper system to get the most out of the players that Klopp now has inherited. That's going to take a while. That's not going to come after 3 games or 4 games or 5 games, where if we don't do so well, like if we lose 2 or 3 of the next 5 games, where if we don't do so well, short-termist, small picture thinker fans are going to start turning on it. Parasitic media are going to start whipping up a media frenzy as they do. So it's one of them. It's one of them ones. Time is the most important thing. Same with Allardyce as well. He's going to need time. And I think the difference between, say, Klopp and Allardyce, or well, one thing they both might have to do, at least in terms of the rest of this season, they might have to really just focus on getting results rather than trying to change systems completely and do complete overhauls. They might just have to focus on systems that are just going to get the 3 points by any means necessary, and then take stock at the end of the season and then start the big overhauls. And then if they're still in those jobs, have the whole of pre-season to implement what they want to do. That's the way I would see it. So at the end of the day, patience is the important thing with both of these appointments. It really is. It really is. It really has to be. That's where the focus needs to be, is patience. And sadly, a lot of the time in this world, not just in football, which is a microcosm of society, time isn't given. I mean, hey, Brendan Rodgers got 3.5 years. And it was like, you know what? 3.5 years, came very close to winning the league title, made us believe again. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Brendan Rodgers. I have not got much of a bad word to say about the guy, to be perfectly frank. It's one of them as I have advised and said, hey, you know what? Maybe you should get some help in to focus on those positions that we're weak in, because you're an attacking coach, clearly. But hey, it's one of them ones. The head is on the chopping block. The head has been lopped off. And now it's time for Klopp to put his head on the chopping block. Hopefully it won't be lopped off too quickly before he has a chance to do anything or get any traction or momentum. I am straight shooting LJA, and that's my opinion. That's my opinion. Do our little ones. But Jezzy Fizzle, did you want to drop anything else in to finish off before we move on?
On those two appointments, no, but I will reiterate a question that Danny Mills has asked. He said, sorry, Danny Mills. Yeah, it was Danny Mills. About Danny Ings. Let's just start that again, shall we? Right. Danny Mills asked a question about Danny Ings, right? And the question was, would he have got an England call-up if he was still playing for Burnley?
Interesting one. In an experimental squad, yes. In a squad where there's something riding on the game, maybe not. Actually, no. I'm gonna go with no.
Fair enough. And I would agree with that, but I also happen to think that, you know, especially when you go and you look at, I think the only player who's really, well, there's two players that are the odd man out for me in this current squad, right? Jack Butland, in that he plays for Stoke, right? And Jamie Vardy, given that he plays for Leicester.
Yeah.
Right? But when you look at form, right, given that Fraser Forster is injured, you would have to say that really and truly, the next in line goalkeeper on form for England would have to be Jack Butland. Because despite those kind of inconsistent defense, shall we say, his own performances have been very good so far this season.
Definitely. And Vardy is definitely in on board.
Vardy, he's been white hot. White hot. The thing that surprised me is that he's been shunted wide and he hasn't been given a more central role.
Yeah.
Because that's where he shone with Leicester. Now, I know that you have Harry Kane up there and you want to give him kind of the bit of the rub of the green, shall we say. But I don't see why you can't play those two together. With maybe Harry Kane playing a little bit deeper, because if you've actually been watching Harry Kane, especially the start of the season, he likes to come and collect the ball and link the play.
Yeah.
So I don't see why Vardy can't be the man who's the out-and-out striker. And then, of course, you could have Harry Kane as a support or shadow striker.
No, I mean, that's fair dudes. I mean, Russ Vernon in the Skype chat has said, yes, in my opinion, he was doing good for Burnley, and if he was still scoring goals, he would have been. Look at Heaton, who's on the bench. He's in the Championship with Burnley, so I think Ings would. But where I kind of looked at it, it's a case of this game doesn't mean anything to England. All it really means is just keeping 100% record going.
Yeah,
it's one of them was in the grand scheme of things, it means nothing because we were qualified a couple of games ago. So
yeah, even Gary Lineker, he sent out a throwaway tweet. He was saying that, you know, England winning in qualifying is becoming tedious and that England have become the new Germany. I thought that was quite funny. Mostly because, well, if they were the new Germany, they'd win things like the World Cup, but never mind.
Exactly. It's like England had a golden generation in the 90s. They didn't win anything apart from Le Tournoi, and that's a friendly tournament, so that doesn't even count.
So yeah.
That's right.
But thanks for all the opinions on that. I thought it was quite interesting. You know, for me personally, I would say definitely not, right? Because when you look at the players that make up most of these squads, and again, it's one of those things where you have to be at a squad of certain stature. I think the real interesting thing now is that obviously Danny Ings has started to get a couple games under his belt for Liverpool, and of course, you know, Wayne Rooney was out with injury, so you kind of have to look at your other options. Daniel Sturridge isn't quite ready or required for England, to be fair, so he's not going to be included. And then after that, you do kind of have to look at your options, and I suppose Harry Kane would be the main one after that. And then after that, really, you're kind of clutching at straws in terms of, you know, someone who would be prolific. I mean, I would even argue that maybe Jermaine Defoe could have got named in the squad. That wouldn't hurt at all. It wasn't like he was particularly bad last season. I thought he was actually pretty good, to be fair, and he was scoring goals in America as well. But hey.
But he's still scoring goals for Sunderland. So.
No, but this is my thing. So I'm like, why is he not included in the squad, right? And I'll put it to you like this: the reason why Jermaine Defoe is not included in the squad, he plays for Sunderland, and Sunderland are where they are in the Premier League. And Danny Ings is included because he plays for Liverpool, and Liverpool is one of the biggest clubs in the world.
You're damn right on that. Funnily enough, actually, we got a WhatsApp with that story relating to our two clubs, actually, which we can go into later. It's going to be an absolute laugh. It's one of them ones. But you know what? It is one of them ones where right now it is time to swing on to a special segment, a very special segment. And that segment is
Pitch Talks special feature.
Yeah, our special feature segment. Continuing with discrimination in football this week. Now, we're going to go back to go forward. And the reason why is because reports of discrimination rising. Newford is revealed. This is from the FA.com. From 4th of September 2015, the FA and Kick It Out have announced a rise in reported cases of discrimination during the 2014-15 season. They say the figures are down to increased awareness and confidence in the recruitment process. The statistics, which are compared to those reported during the 2013-14 campaign, highlight a breakdown of discrimination cases the FA has investigated and dealt with over the past season, as well as complaints made by reference to Kick It Out. Mark Ives, the FA's head of judicial services, said, "The important thing for me is that figures for both reports and convictions continue to rise, as it indicates people have increased confidence in what constitutes discrimination and how to report it. We envisaged this happening 2 seasons ago when we began to introduce new and clearer procedures for reporting discrimination and dealing with related cases. At the higher echelons of the game, isolated incidents still occur on the field and off the field, and we continue to work closely with clubs when fans engage in discriminatory chanting. The increase in offences being reported is ostensibly a good thing because it demonstrates that the avenues in which to do so are easier to access than ever before, and that those reports will be acted upon." The report revealed that the FA and county FAs have seen a 21% increase with 887 reported incidents in total. Kick It Out has seen the level of complaints it receives leap up to 38% with 393 incidents handled by the organisation throughout the season. Offences relating to race continue to dominate both at professional and grassroots level as well. Incremental increases in disability and gender abuse have been recorded. Kick It Out has also seen a significant increase in the level of incidents reported relating to discrimination based on sexual orientation and abuse of faith. All but 3 faith-based reports were of an anti-Semitic nature, with Islamophobia making up the remaining complaints. Also revealed with the report that the FA has reduced the time taken to conclude cases at both professional and grassroots levels, but social media incidents reported have gone up from 15 in the 2012-2013 season to 40 in the 2014-15 season. Lord Herman Newsley, Kick It Out's chairman, said it is widely acknowledged that more people are prepared to make reports about discrimination in football due to increased confidence in the regulatory system investigating complaints thoroughly with the aim of achieving effective outcomes. At Kick It Out, we are particularly concerned about increasing levels of hate crime in wider society, coupled with perceived worrying levels of prejudice, and how this will impact on the work being done across the aim to effect zero tolerance of any aspect of discriminatory conduct and prejudiced attitudes. Moving on from that as well, we are urging all authorities and agencies to take action, particularly through education, to tackle this phenomenon in a concerted way. Not only for the benefit of football, but also for the whole of society in the UK. Reports are recorded from a range of sources, from phone calls and emails into any one of the 52 county football associations across the country, direct to the FA HQ at Wembley, or via a number of Kick It Out's own mechanisms. The Kick It Out app has been the most used reporting mechanism related to incidents within professional football for 2 consecutive seasons since its release in July 2013. During the 2014-15 season, the app was responsible for 36% of complaints in the professional game made to Kick It Out, and an updated version was also launched in September as well, to help provide stronger evidence to support investigations and provide greater confidentiality. The app contains new functionality allowing users to incorporate video, audio, and photo evidence within complaints, and social media abuse can also be reported too. Now, just wanting to stick on this for a second before we move on to our next point, talking about discrimination in football. Now, Jazzy Fizzle, you want to jump in on this before I do?
Nah, you know what? Let's think out. Let's have you go first.
Cool. I thought that people might have heard enough of my voice just through going over it. But no, it is one of them ones. It's good. In a way, it's good. In a way, bad. It's good that reports of discrimination are rising, but the concern is that discrimination is still happening, of any kind, whether it be Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, gender or disability-based discrimination, race discrimination. It's still a bad thing that it's happening. And one thing that has just finished happening is Lithuania versus England. Lithuania 0, England 3 is the final score in that match. Lithuania 0, England 3. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain with the last of the 3 goals. Ross Barkley with the first, and Harry Kane's was in off the goalkeeper, so it was a goalkeeper's own goal. Lithuania 0, England 3 is a final score in the Euro 2016 qualifier. Now, it's one of them. It's a concern. It's definitely a concern that discrimination is still there in the melting pot that is British society, with everyone interacting with each other. It's still somewhat of a source of consternation that there is discrimination against those who are perceived to be different. For me, it is one of them ones. I mean, at least, in part, more people reporting it is a good thing. It's just a source of consternation for me that it's still there. But at least people are willing to step forward and report it. Because I did sociology for 2 years in secondary school and also 2 years in college as well, A-level. And unreported crime is one of them ones has always been a problem, because it's a case of for me, it kind of almost relates to reasonable doubt. And I'm not talking about Jay-Z's first album either, as Where I'm From the second album plays underneath us. But it is one of them ones where there is that reasonable doubt where it's like, okay, just because crimes are unreported, does it mean that they don't happen? it's like if a tree falls in the rainforest and no one hears it, does it still make a sound? I think the answer to both is probably yes. But the fact of the matter, but for me, the fact is, I'm glad it is being reported, and I'm glad that people do have that confidence in the system that it's actually going to make an impact. The fact that people have reported it is actually going to make an impact, and that's the important thing. The only thing that kind of concerns me is that the FA do tend to drop the ball on some things. The Mourinho v Carneiro situation would be the most recent one that I would think of in terms of the FA dropping the ball, majorly dropping the ball, because they didn't even invite Dr. Carneiro. They didn't even invite her to, well, as a witness. They didn't invite her to testify in an FA trial that was basically about what happened to her. So it's kind of like, it's just weird. Kick it out are always on the case when it does come to discrimination in football and that kind of thing. They always have been very, very good. I think the FA needs to work even more closely with them. And the Kick It Out app, I would urge everyone to download it. At the end of the day, you can incorporate video, audio, and photo evidence, and social media abuse can be reported too. That's one thing I kind of wanted to stick on, actually, because our next talking point within the segment actually relates, and we found out about it through social media, but I'll come back to that in a bit. But the fact is, social media abuse is one of them ones where a lot of the time it gets reported, but it doesn't go anywhere. And it is extremely frequent. It is extremely frequent, and that's the concern. That is the concerning thing. We have a special feature planned. We will do it at some point, but we do actually have a special feature planned talking about social media and football and its impact. So it is one of them ones we are looking at that. And the thing is, with social media abuse, I said it's so rife. It's actually so rife. It's one of them was it's hard to really. It's a case of who do you get to police it? Because the police really should be dealing with bigger things, rather than someone on social media shooting their mouth off. But at the same time, people shooting their mouth off on social media and abusing people does need to be dealt with. So it's one of them ones, if the powers that be in football can deal with it, like in regards to like handing out banning orders from clubs and that kind of thing, then at least that is one way and one tangible way of dealing with it. Also, it is good that, of course, Kick It Out have their way of reporting it. I'm surprised the FA doesn't actually have their own app in terms of reporting it as well. But at least Kick It Out do serve that purpose. But as I said, it's good. It's good to see that at least more people reporting it, and that would be my opinion. Jazzy Fizzle, you want to jump in?
Sorry, I was just finishing off some ready sorted French fries.
Walker's, what's it? Product promo money's in the pot.
Thank you very much. And you know what, Gary? Whenever you're ready to step away, Walker's, I'm your guy. That's what I'm saying. No, but seriously, coming back to the topic, I think you kind of highlighted everything that for me is a little bit disconcerting about the whole process, right? So, number one, yes, Kick It Out had their own app, which is fantastic, and it's good to see that people are using it. But the FA doesn't have one. Can we see how there's a lot wrong with this picture?
Very much so.
You know, the FA should not be following the lead of Kick It Out. Kick It Out should be following the lead of the FA. But look, I'm not, one of those people to go and make major decisions. But I will tell you this, if you were to ask me, I would change some things. And it would probably be for the better. So, yeah, that's the first thing that's disconcerting. And while I agree with you, yes, that it's good that reports of reported incidents of discrimination are increasing, I also have two caveats to that. First one is, if reporting of incidences of discrimination are increasing, that must mean that there's an increase of incidences of discrimination, which can't be a good thing.
No, of course not.
Right. And then, of course, the second thing is, as much as all of that is good in terms of it's being reported, not that it's occurring, I want to make that perfectly clear. Well, the reporting of all this is good because it means that there's, a higher chance of these issues being dealt with. I also have to ask the question of how much isn't being reported. Right? And that's a very difficult question to answer because I know, the realistic answer to that is we will never know. I'm well aware of that. What I'm saying is even though it's increasing, probably something wrong, even in like that, because there's still a lot that isn't being talked about, that isn't being reported, isn't actually being dealt with. So that's my 2 cents on it. What needs to be done? I think the FA need to be much more hands-on. I know my solution isn't as simple as them just developing an app, but if they don't have one and it seems to be working, why do the FA not have one?
Yeah, especially as the powers that be that are supposed to be showing a shining example as well.
This is it.
And my other concern is in terms of, all right, the FA are working with Kick It Out. What about the Premier League? I'm personally, as much as I've kind of looked into this, it's usually always you hear the FA and Kick It Out. But what about the Premier League? You don't often hear.
I'd say the Premier League, the Football League, and why not even take it over to women's football? With
the Football League do a lot of work in terms of addressing discrimination in football.
I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying that in terms of prominence.
Look at Brighton and Hove Albion. I mean, Brighton and Hove Albion work very closely with the police down there. It came out, it was during a documentary that I could not remember the name of at the moment. I think it might have been in the Football Suicide Secret documentary, where they did show a bit of Brighton and Hove Albion and some of the work that they do on basically analysing and seeing if there is homophobic, racist chanting, among others as well. And they do take action at the Amex. So it's one of them ones where it's like, where it's one of them ones, they are very, and the Football League in general are very good at doing that. But you never hear much about the Premier League. And it's disappointing rather than surprising, in my personal opinion. You never hear Scudamore coming out and saying, we are going to have a day of, say, discriminatory awareness, where we are for a month, let's say, before every match, promoting awareness or going out into communities and promoting awareness. I think the responsibility it's looked upon as the club's responsibilities to be doing that. And to an extent, yeah, it is the club's individual responsibilities, but you've got to see the powers that be leading that charge. It's leadership by example, which I've always believed in is the best way. Leadership by example. That's the way I see it.
No, I agree with you, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not disputing that the Football League, clubs in the Football League, play a very important part in dealing with this issue. I'm just saying that, arguably, in my opinion, they could do even more to make someone like the FA and the Premier League take notice. They say, well, look, why are you not doing more? Right? You guys not only have more money, you have more notoriety and pulling power. If you really get behind this, amazing things can happen. That's just my opinion. So as I say, for me, while it's good that there's more reports, that just means that there's more incidences taking place, which is a terrible thing in itself. Of course, the question that also needs to be asked is how many incidences of these aren't being reported, because I know that there will still be a lot of those as well. And of course, why aren't the powers that be doing more about it? So we talk about, the Premier League, talk about the FA. What about UEFA? What about FIFA? Right? UEFA should have a continent-wide initiative. Like, yes, they have the armbands and whatever else. But really? You think that's enough? Yeah. Well, I would say, why aren't the most serious cases discrimination not escalated by the country's FA to UEFA for them to deal with? That would just be one of my ideas.
Yeah.
To be.
No, of course. I mean,
and then of course, what about FIFA? No, I know.
Yeah, we are going to
much.
get into that within the next couple of weeks. We're just waiting.
I know
Obviously,
we
we're
have
waiting
so
on a couple more
much to
things.
say about FIFA.
Yeah,
right?
we're going to have
not
a long.
just about the council of wisdom.
Yeah.
Right? I know there's going to be so much more to say, but again, if we want to talk about leading the way in the beacon in this scenario, FIFA, where are you? Let's be having it. Seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Me, in my kind of flow diagram of the chain of command as to how you deal with these things, FIFA's the ultimate. They have the final say, and normally it's a uniform punishment in a very draconian fashion.
Usually, I was gonna say usually with FIFA, usually with FIFA, it is a case of most decisions they make end up deserving the
-5 stars
rating. Where in relation to talking about Sepp Blatter, it's a case of
If I want any crap out of you, I'll pick it out of your teeth.
So it is one of them ones. I'll leave that one as that. But it's one of them ones. But you know what? Yeah, sticking with discrimination in football at this very moment. One thing that was brought to our attention this week. And big shout out to Girls on the Ball. Also big shout out to Brad Hicks and Russ Vernon as well. At Brad Hicks 20 on Twitter, who's one of our regulars. And also a big shout out to Russ Vernon, who passed this on at _sports coverage on Twitter. And a big shout out actually especially to at West Ham _central and at Stacey Little on Twitter as well. One thing that actually has come up this week, and I said we were alerted to this by Brad Hicks, and further information was actually provided by Russ Vernon. So big shout outs to them too on this situation, and it is to do with West Ham Ladies, because Stacey Little heartbroken as she quits club. Now, there's a reason why this is in this segment. 7th of October 2015. West Ham Ladies captain Stacey Little says she is heartbroken after she and 5 teammates quit the club. The midfielder claims they left when she faced suspension after speaking out about how the side was run. I am deeply hurt and disheartened. It's just not fair that I'm being blamed for everything, the 28-year-old told BBC Sport. Joint chairman Stephen Hunt and manager Mark Nurse had deemed Little surplus to requirements. It is one of them. Bear in mind, she's West Ham Ladies captain. Keep that in mind. Nurse replaced former West Ham defender Julian Dix as manager of the Women's Premier League side, WPL side, South side in July. Little, who helped raise nearly $3,000 for the club last season through a crowdfunding website, said she's been punished for voicing her opinion. We give all our time and money. We don't get anything for it, and we've been treated like that. I'd like to reiterate, we walked and were not released, as has been stated, because it's what we believe in, she said. That's what hurts me the most. I've put my heart and soul into the club. I've given blood, I've given sweat, I've given tears. It's been my life for 6 seasons. It chokes me out just talking about it, but that's what they've done to me. They've treated me so badly. I'm just heartbroken, to be honest. I tried to get Julian Dix in, and that came off. I've spoken to him about things. He's checked to make sure I'm okay, and he's given me support. West Ham Ladies are one place from the bottom, or were at the time, of the 12-team Premier League South, WPL South, the level below the Women's Super League, with 1 victory from 5 matches. Little said some players have been unhappy with the management, including changes in formation and selection, and she called on Nurse to quit at a team meeting. 6 of them walked out when the captain was threatened with suspension, she added. After 6 years with the club, including nearly 2 as captain, Little took to Twitter to say she had been treated disgustingly. Kelly Blanchflower, Lily Mellors, Emma Sherwood, Kerry Stimson and Kaylee Zidas are also leaving West Ham as well. Kelly Blanchflower said via Twitter, at K_Blanchflower, and she said, "No words will ever explain what happened today. Still in shock." Now the club said West Ham ladies who received support from but are not affiliated to the Premier League club were expected to release a statement at some stage on Wednesday. Joint Chairman Hunt said a meeting was called by the manager for Tuesday evening to announce his decision to release a number of senior players, including Stacey Little, who he deemed surplus to requirements. The club is focusing on its future on its main players such as Aditi Chauhan, the Indian international, and Giulia Ferrandi from Italy. We also have a number of new signings being discussed, including players from women's Super League teams. West Ham finished 6th last season before Hicks took a coaching role with the men's first team. Now, coming back to some of the information that we got on Twitter at West Ham _Central. Also, they actually did send a link because on Twitter to an interview. They posted a link to an interview that they had with Stacey Little after this. So it's one of them ones. It was Russ Vernon at _sports coverage on Twitter who actually shared with us the interview. And Girls on the Ball, the resident women's football aficionados and also friends of the show as well. They actually did mention as well, club promised statement, but only tweeted the FA's code of respect. It's a mess. Feel really sorry for the players. So this was after the news was actually broken on October 6th. So it's one of them ones, and also Brad Hicks has said, from what I've heard, they would rather focus on foreign players rather than English players. And yeah, we've just said that. Yeah, they're looking to focus on two other players. So it's a very odd situation there. But Jezzy Fizzle, you want to jump in on this first before I?
To be honest, I don't understand it. I really don't. And that's the short version of what I have to say about it. At the same time, you know, I think the thing that goes underappreciated at a lot of clubs in women's football, and of course at grassroots level in men's football as well, is, as you pointed out, you sacrifice your time, you sacrifice your money to be a part of the beautiful game, and at the end of the day, you care about the club. If you didn't, you wouldn't sacrifice your time and you wouldn't sacrifice your money. You wouldn't be taking that time, taking that money to be involved in it. You just wouldn't. You find other things to do, right? So if you're not allowed to have an opinion on how that club is run, when you've put so much time into it and put so much money, and I'm not just talking about paying sub fees, yeah? That's not it. I'm talking about cleaning the changing room. I'm talking about collecting sub fees. I'm talking about fundraising. I'm talking about providing refreshments. I'm talking about promotion. Different elements, not to mention, you know, mentoring of other players, recruitment of players. Right, and shout out to the London Blitz American Football Club, you know. Still got so much love in my heart for them. Blood bleeds blue. And the reason why I mention them is because that's where I learned all about that kind of stuff when I was a part of the club, and in many ways, you know, I haven't left. Shout out to Hell Mel as well, aka Mr. Melvin Akins.
I know mucker of mine as well.
You know, but the point I'm making is, if you take all of that time to commit so much of yourself, and that's really what we're talking about, a commitment of to a club, and that's how the club then treats you in return, when really all that you want is what's best for the club in terms of longevity. I don't understand it. don't understand it. So, Stacey, well, I will say this to you: I support you 10 million %, and I know that that's not necessarily a percentage, but the point is, I'm on your side. Yeah, because I can understand your anguish after putting so much time, so much effort, so much money, and of course, so much love. Only for the club to treat you like that. Now, for me, I think this deserves to go to a tribunal. I think something needs to be done legally, and I also think that there needs to be a precedent set here, right? As to what clubs can and can't do, what players can and can't do at this level, right? And if at the end of the day, if you can't have a grown-up discussion about how the clubs run on multiple levels, right? As someone who is a major contributor and participant in and of the club, then something's wrong. Just business-wise, something is wrong. And of course, emotionally, directionally, something is wrong. So again, for me, it's a puzzler. It's a puzzle. And as you say, wasn't she recently given the captain's armband as well?
Yeah, she'd had it for almost 2.5 seasons. So it's like,
so I'm like this, right? It's not like this is just any player, right? This is a player that's been nominated by her peers and other people in and around the club to say, yeah, we want you to be the face of the club, the leader of the club, right? If this person is turning around and saying to you, I've got concerns, right? And I'm not saying that a captain should have any more say over anyone else. I'm not saying that. But they should be one of the top people that you listen to.
Well, the thing for me, the thing is on and off the pitch as well, because it will affect both. It's a case of if your captain can't speak up about what's wrong, and if your captain can't speak up about what's wrong and try and help find a solution to what's going wrong with the club, then who else really can? Who else really can? If your captain's got no stroke, how demoralizing is that for everyone else? Because everyone else is going to think, well, if the captain can't speak about this, then like, is there really any point the rest of us being here? Because we're basically fighting a losing battle, and no one's willing, and the voice that is representing us is not only not being listened to, it's essentially being ostracized. So that, for me, if I was playing for West Ham Ladies right now, that would be a very, very huge source of consternation. And again, relating it back to the previous talking point that we were talking about, this is where the FA would need to get involved. This is where the PFA would need to get involved. This is where entities like this need to be getting involved, because at the end of the day, apparently, those entities are supposed to be looking out for the welfare of the clubs. So, as the powers that be, shouldn't they step in and help this situation? It's one of them ones. I mean, it's a case of, as you rightly said, it's like, this is not just any player. This is Stacey Little, the captain, being treated like this. So how demoralizing is that for everyone else? It'd be one of them ones that what speak out. If you speak out and don't agree with the owner or the manager, you're fired, essentially. Not even you're gonna get moved out, it's just you're fired. That's the kind of message that's being sent out, and it's not a good message to be sent, because at the end of the day, this is the kind of stuff. Like Jesse Fizzle, you would have heard me say before, I don't want women's football, I don't want the powers that be and people within women's football to make the same mistakes that the men's game has made for a number of years. And this kind of thing sounds like one of the mistakes that the men's game has made for years. Letting egos and small-minded people get in the way of the bigger picture. And I think Stacey Little speaking up about the way the club is being run, obviously she's looking at the bigger picture. And she's not just some like two-bit jabroni outsider coming in and saying, oh, you need to run the club this way, you need to change this, you need to change that. She's the captain of the side. She's the captain is the one who puts that team on their back and carries the team when it needs it, who listens to the grievances of every single player in that side, no matter how big, no matter how small those grievances may be, and carries them to the chairman and presents them to the chairman in a way that a chairman or an owner or a manager can understand and empathize with. So the captain's role is so important. And it's a case of a knock-on effect of this is potentially that the next captain in might just be a yes man or a yes woman in this case. So it's one of them ones that next captain might not feel that they can speak up on behalf of the rest of the squad that she's supposed to represent. And that's a scary thing when you can't, when you have someone who could potentially fear that they can't speak out, then you create a culture of fear. And then with that culture of fear being created, you create mediocrity. And as Chris Jericho said in 1999 when he made his WWF debut, mediocrity is not excellence. If anything, creating a sense of mediocrity is creating the opposite of excellence. It's creating a narrow, small-minded way of doing things. And for me, it's one of them ones. If something is going wrong, then you sit down, you take stock, you look at what's going wrong, and then you try and create a solution. I'll use the Ibis Eagles that I play for as an example. I'm also part of the committee there as well. It's a case of when obviously both sides were having their troubles. So a merger was put on the table as an option. And everybody looked at the pros and cons and saw that a merger was the best thing for both teams. So that merger went ahead. It happened. And the club is obviously, as a united club, it's going well at the moment. But there are certain issues that we need to still iron out that have been going on over the past couple of weeks. It's a shame the G-Man's actually not able to be here this week, because obviously with the Ibis Eagles sixes, it's been a little bit of a struggle so far in terms of having to cancel games and that kind of thing. So it's one of them ones, but we will sit down and have committee meetings and look at the problems. We'll form an agenda, look at the problems and be like, right, these are the problems, and we will come to conclusions and think about ways and discuss ways of sorting that problem. We're not just going to turn around and say, you know what, you're surplus to requirements, go away. Don't want to hear it. Which it looks like that's happened in this West Ham Ladies situation, because their chairman then come like rolling and saying, the club is focusing its future on its main players, such as an Indian international and an Italian player. All right, there's nothing wrong with that on its own, but when you look at the whole situation, there's a lot wrong with that sentence. The club is focusing its future on its main players, such as Aditi Chauhan, the Indian international, and Giulia Ferrandi from Italy. Nothing wrong with that sentence on its own, but you look at the wider context with what's happened with Stacey Little, there's a hell of a lot wrong with that sentence. So you basically ostracize your captain, and a number of players have walked out on you. People don't walk off their jobs or walk out from clubs without good reason. It's like Lancaster Youth Centre FC. I walked out on that club. Harrow Club, another local club to the Latimer Road area. Walked out on them too, because for different reasons in both cases. But it's a case of there was for me personally, there were a lot of reasons why I walked out on those clubs. But those were not reasons that were taken lightly. Those were not knee-jerk reactions. There had been a lot of thought behind it. So this situation with West Ham Ladies, I'm really hoping that it doesn't put the club backwards. Because West Ham Ladies, at the end of the day, they're trying to get into the Women's Super League, into FAWSL 2 and going up to FAWSL 1, of course. So this kind of thing could potentially put them back a few years, because any new signings, if they're smart, they'll do their research, they'll look at that situation and think, you know, I don't know if I want any of that. Because if they're doing that to their captain, then who's to say it's not going to happen to me or anyone else around me? That would be where I would see it. I mean, Russ Vernon, you wanted to jump in on this as well, didn't you?
Yeah, because I first heard about this by Brad Hicks. A big shout out to him for sending it to me, and then I passed on the details after researching it myself. And when I first saw about it, and I've listened to the interview from Stacey Little, and it's a very wonderful interview, fantastic stuff from Stacey, and credit to her and the teammates that have walked out with her. Because you see, if I was a player at a club in the lower league and I was the captain, and then I tried to speak about where I think team performances are going wrong, and then I was told I was surplus to requirements, I'd probably walk out like she's done. And I like what she's put in the bio, Liam, on her Twitter. She's put West Ham season ticket holder in STBL. Come on, you Irons. Some might call me surplus to requirement, having a dig at the ladies team. And speaking of the ladies team, they lost 8-1 over the weekend to Charlton, which some of the fans put, where's your players who surplus to requirements now? I think you might need them, having a dig at them. And I think where they've treated them is wrong. They should, if they weren't allowed to speak, they should have spoke to them in private or at the team meeting. They should have, what she said, she should have been spoken to in private rather than, I think the reason why all those have brought out with them is because she was told that she was surplus to requirements in front of the whole squad. If you're going to tell someone no longer available at your club and don't want them to play anymore, you should wait until you should get them in a room on your own after the training session or after the team meeting and just say, look, thank you for your time at the club. I don't want you're not going to be playing any more matches, surplus to requirements. But with the captain, the players who are there at the moment have got a bond with the captain. She sorts them out. They want to play when they go over that wide line from the manager, and then she'll sort them out. What's the new captain going to be like if the same happens to her? And I used to Liam, no sense will look at the club, look at the situation and be like, I don't know, good, Rex, this may happen to me further down the line. So any new signings who want to sign for West Ham or looking to get into football in that area will see West Ham and see that situation and be like, I don't want to go there now, I'm going to look at a different club, which to me I think that'd be the best choice for them all, going to if any players coming up wanting to go into football women's in the West Ham area, don't go to West Ham, go to another club where you're going to get treated with respect if you're the captain or a teammate. And I actually tweeted to all the players that left saying all the best, ladies. The Kerry Simpson who's left with Stacey Little retweeted and favoured my tweet, and also Stacey Little and Emma Sherwood also favoured the tweet, and hopefully all those who left find new clubs where they're going to get treated with respect and get back to doing one of the best and give up the weekends for in playing football, which like you do when you give up your weekends to play for Ibis, they should be able to give up their weekends to play for the football team that they want to play for and have their opinion when things are not going right on the field. So I was very disgusted when I heard about this, and I was great to bring it to your attention for mention on the show this evening.
You know, as I say, and thank you for your opinions there, Russ. I mean, it's a case of. I mean, of course, I mean, as soon as we saw this, it was kind of like, all right, there's an interesting situation there. But I said there is the powers that be need to get involved, because obviously it's a cluster of a situation. And at the end of the day, I said hopefully it doesn't set the club back, because at the end of the day, the club is one of the major things within this: the welfare of the club and the welfare of the players. That's what it should be about. But it seems like the welfare of the players is just, I don't know, man. I mean, this whole thing just sits really, really uneasy with me. But you know what? What we are going to do, and a big shout out to Girls on the Ball at Girls on the Ball, the women's football aficionados and friends of the show, and big shout out to Scotty the Rabbit as well. As said, also big time shout outs to Russ Vernon, aka at _sports coverage on Twitter. Also Brad Hicks at Brad Hicks 20 on Twitter. One of the PT regulars as well, for bringing this to our attention. Via obviously via West Ham at West Ham _Central and at Stacey Little as well. Thank you for bringing that interview to our attention too. You know what? It is one of them ones. We are going to take a quick little pause for the cause, but never worry, never fear. Pitch Talk is still right here, but we will be back in just a couple of minutes. We'll see you in a minute. The football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Straight shooting LJA.
Hi, I'm John Sitton.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hello, I'm Rob Brest.
The G-Man.
Samira Sonley, Motivate Sports and Fitness.
Christian Carambeau.
Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-year plan.
We the people, for the people. Jazzy Fizzle.
Your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Each and every Monday night of your lives.
At youtube.com/Pitch Talk.
For podcast links and information, check out our official website, www.pitch-talk.com. Your Monday night footballing fix, Pitch Talk, is brought to you by and in association with
Talking Pie, a local podcast made by the fans for the fans of Notts County FC, hosted by Adam and Thomas Hewitt.
Simply Exclusive Entertainment. If you need a party or rave film, go to sxemedia.com for more information.
Apparently Rich, simple yet effective web solutions to help get your company off the ground. Visit apparentlyrich.com for more information. And LJA Productions, the new blood in digital video. If you need a video filmed and or edited, check out ljaproductions.co.uk. LJA Productions, the new blood in digital video, offering video production services such as video editing, video encoding for the web, including YouTube and Vimeo, audio recording, filming of interviews, promos, live events, and much more. Get in touch at www.ljaproductions.co.uk or twitter.com/LJA Productions and let the new blood in digital video promote you. Pitch Talk is brought to you by and in association with
the one-stop shop for all your coaching needs, Motivate Sports and Fitness. Check out motivatesportsandfitness.com for more information.
The new football culture magazine, Thin White Line. Check out thinwhitelinemagazine.com for more information.
Storm FM with new hot releases played daily. Feel the boom at stormfm.net.
Two girls with their bunny Scotty trying to cover as much women's football as they can. Girls on the Ball. Check out girlsontheball.com for more information.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-year plan.
Dave McLaughlin.
I'm Rob Lusher.
Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
Former chairman of Ibis FC.
Chairman of Alexandra Park FC.
And you're listening
And you're listening to Pitch Talk.
The only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Because the pitch is where we eat, the pitch is where we sleep,
And the pitch is where we talk. Make sure you join the revolution, the football revolution.
Roots, segments. Oh yes. Yeah. Yes, it's the Pitch Talk Grassroots segment, and we've got a bit to discuss. I like doing that, like that. But yeah, Grassroots segment. We always start with a big shout out to the Southern Amateur League, the 14 Southern Amateur League at 14SAL on Twitter and www.southernamateurleague.co.uk. It's at 14SAL on Twitter, the word 14 SAL at 14SAL on Twitter. Also, big shout out to the Amateur Football Alliance as well at Amateur FA on Twitter. And also www.amateur-fa.com. Also, a big shout out to the AFA Youth Council as well. The chairperson is Mr. Gerald David, who sat down with us recently for a Pitch Talk Meets interview. Still in post-production. These things take a while, but it will be well worth the wait. Big shout out to Gerald David, Mr. Gerald David. Also, you can find them facebook.com/AFA Youth Council and at AFA Youth Council on Twitter as well. You know what? It is one of them ones, the Ibis Eagles AFC, Ibis Football Club at gmail.com is where you need to email if you want to play for the club. Facebook.com/Ibis Eagles AFC is the new group, and also Twitter.com/Ibis Eagles AFC at Ibis Eagles AFC on Twitter as well. See what's happening at the club there on the social networks as well. ibisfc.co.uk, and also actually for now it's www.bbeaglesafc.co.uk as the latest place for updates on the club. Training is every Wednesday 7:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. And that's at Batsy All Weather AstroTurf pitches. Matches are on Saturdays. Yeah, it is one of them ones. Excuse me. It is one of them ones. But yeah, from the 10th of October 2015, the Ibis Eagles won 2-1 at home to Old Finchleyans in the AFA Cup. And next up, the Ibis Eagles have got a local derby in the ISEH Cup against Actonians Association, which is a nice local one for the lads there. That's a local rivalry. But dropping down to the Ibis Reserves, aka the twos, it's the Ibis Eagles Reserves 1, Lloyds Warren Reserves 2 in the ISEH Cup. And next up for the Ibis Eagles Reserves is an away game at South Bank Quarco in the league. So that's senior division 2 for the ones, intermediate division 3 for the twos. And now in junior division 4, the Ibis Eagles Threes actually top the league at the moment. They beat Winchmore Hill Fives 4-3 at Winchmore Hill So it is one of them, a big result to take them 2 points clear at the top of the table above Actonians Association 4s, who have only played 3 times and played 1 less. But on the 17th of October 2015, the Ibis Eagles 3rds travelled to Old Parkonians to play their 3rds in the AFA Cup. Dropping out the minor Division 1 South, the Ibis Eagles 4s won 4-2 against Old Kingsburyans 3rds in the AFA Cup. It was one of them on Saturday 10th of October 2015 as well. So the Ibis Eagles 4s won 4-2 to progress in that. And their next game coming up is at home to HSBC 4s on Saturday 17th of October. Minor Division 3 South dropping down, the Ibis Eagles 5s. We are top. We are top. It is one that was after a 4-4 draw with Carl Shorten's 5s. They were actually scrambling around for a team. It is one of them. Was big shout outs to Charles, who was actually acting captain, as Ed Ryan wasn't able to make it due to work commitments. But it is one of them. Was a 4-4 draw. We had a 4-4 draw against Carl Shorten's 5s. That trip down to Hackbridge in the league. That point actually did kind of feel like a defeat, because we were 3-0 up at one point. And then an absolute belter of a goal brought it back to 3-1. But it was one of them. Was we conceded 3 goals off set pieces. I mean, Carl Shorten, you can see they were well drilled in terms of set pieces, because the late runs that they did 3 times in a row. I mean, it was one of them was where I'd be picking at one and then another one would run in late and he'd nod it in, and it's like, damn. But Carl Shorten 5s 4, Ibis Eagles 5s 4. But it's one of them was Bank of England were actually playing in the AFA Cup, and they were knocked out by Latimer Old Boys 4s. So because Bank of England actually didn't play, it's one of them was we are top with 10 points at the moment with 5 games played. So it's one of them was. But on the 17th of October, we've got Old Westminster Citizens 3s up next at home at Pillar Sports Ground. It's going to be interesting. But it is a case of minor Division 5 South. One of them ones dropping down to the Ibis Eagles 6s, who the G-Man has been playing for. They actually went down 5-2 in the ISEH Cup at Old Wilsonians against the Old Wilsonians 9s. They actually did play with 10 men for quite a bit. I think, the Eagles 6s actually did play with 10 men for quite a bit. So it is one of them. At one point, I think they were 4-2 down. So it is one of them was a bit tough for these 6s at the moment, who us and them were really struggling for players. So it is one of them was. But next up for the Ibis Eagles 6s are Old Wilsonians 9s in the league. So it's one of them was an instant chance for revenge, where the Ibis Eagles 6s will be hosting the Old Wilsonians 9s. So at the moment, the Ibis Eagles 6s are 5th in the table, but they haven't actually played any games yet. So it's one of them was it's all been ISEH Cup games as well. And the 5th, I said, top, looking good. Big shout outs to Ed Ryan, by the way. The 6s topping the table. Big time, daddy. I said though, looking good for the Eagles right now. The Eagles are sore. But you know what? It is one of them. Was also a big shout out to Leeds Ladies as well. Their first team were beaten 5-0 by Morecambe in the FA Cup. The under-16s, the Leeds Ladies under-16s won 10-0 against Battyford, and the development squad, their game was postponed due to injuries. Their website is actually leedsladiesfc.co.uk. They're also on Instagram at Leeds Ladies FC and at Leeds Ladies FC on Twitter as well. Facebook.com/Leeds United Ladies. So big shouts to them. You know what? It is one of them ones. I said if you want to get in touch with the Ibis Eagles at Ibis Eagles AFC on Twitter as well. Also, a big shout out to Hackneywick FC at Hackneywick FC on Twitter. HackneywickFC.com as well is their website, and Facebook.com/Hackneywick FC too if you want to play for them. You know what? Jazzy Fizzle, you want to add anything before we move on?
No, not much to add other than, I like to hear that things are going relatively well for the Ibis Eagles. Also need to point out, though, as you said earlier in the show, it's a bit disappointing what's going on with the Sixers, but we're going to get it together, man. We're going to get it together. We're going to make the magic happen. It's teamwork that makes the dream work, people. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. It's one of them. Big shout out to Dan Bracken, a.k.a. Brackers, who's running the 60. Big shout out to Ollie Woodin, Alex Minchell, aka Minch, as well. Big up also to Graham Smith. It was his and Ollie's birthdays over the weekend. Graham Smith, aka LD Viante. But yeah, big shout outs. Also big shout outs to Jono, aka Jonathan Lease, Pete Goodman as well, Ed Ryan as well. So yeah, man, big time shout outs, man. Big time shout outs to everyone, the powers that be at the club. Jack Lloyd too, big shout outs. Running the reserves, and Titch as well. It's one of those big shout outs there too, running the force. So fantastic stuff. You know what? It is one of them ones though. Still got more show left. Still got a lot more show left. So it is time for we're gonna have fun on this segment. We've still got more show left, so let's have some fun. Yes. No scripted ad libs with that. Anyway, you know what? Yeah. I like this one. Got one from this week and one from a couple of weeks ago that we've not had a chance to mention, but we thought it was worth saving. But here's one that was Liverpool fan DJ Spoonie plays You'll Never Walk Alone at Old Trafford. Reactions are mixed. Just to guess here, but we imagine Liverpool supporters don't feel all that welcome when they make trips to Old Trafford. As the home of their bitter rivals, Manchester United, it's a place they most likely associate with a rather tense atmosphere. It's a hostile environment for them. Basically, away games played there are probably a tad unsuitable. That's surely why Liverpool fan and former Radio 1 DJ presenter DJ Spoonie has decided to make Old Trafford feel a little more homey for Merseysiders. Taking charge of the music ahead of Saturday's Rugby Super League Grand Final between Leeds Rhinos and Wigan Warriors, the Spoons decided to play a track very rarely heard at Old Trafford. He casually played You'll Never Walk Alone before kickoff. As you can imagine, bringing the spirit of the cop to the theatre of dreams might be construed as a somewhat controversial move. Though we're sure there are a few United fans who failed to see the humour in this, the majority have shown their grudging appreciation for what is, let's face it, a classic bit of cheeky trolling. At MG_MUFC said, at DJ Spoonie, I'm a United fan, but I have to admit, playing that song at Old Trafford is fun. The other way round, and we'd be loving it. #banter and the thumbs up emoji as well. I love that. I like that. DJ Spoonie might get a shout for player of the week, to be honest. Jazzy Fizzle, as a Manchester United fan, your view on it?
That's some hot mess right there.
Why would that be, Jazzy Fizzle? Why would that be?
You really want me to go into that?
Yes, why would it be hot mess? Why would it be?
Put it this way, right? There was no need for it. There's never a need for it. It should never be done ever again.
So, would it be fair to say you have struggled to see the funny side of this story?
There was
It doesn't matter if you see the funny side to this story or not. Thank you very much. Good night.
Oh, you got jokes now?
Of course, and so is DJ Spoonie too. A Liverpool supporter about playing "You'll Never Walk Alone" at Old Trafford. Tremendous. I love it. One of the funniest things since Ask Carrick. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Jezzy, would you like to continue with your view?
No, I'm done.
Where's the hashtag? I'm done. Oh, Russ Vernon, you wanted to mention something on this as well.
Yes, I saw this for a few friends on Facebook yesterday, Liam, and because I didn't watch the Super League Grand Final where DJ Spoonie was the PA announcer at Old Trafford for the weekend, and also at Old Trafford about the same weekend, Liam, DJ Spoonie also played Leeds United's anthem, Marching On Together, over the tunnel as well, because Leeds Runners won that game, and is also their anthem. So, Jez, I just want to ask you as well, what does it feel like hearing Liverpool's anthem and Leeds United's anthem at Old Trafford on the same day over the weekend there?
That's some hot mess right there. And that's all I've got to say about that.
Oh, Lord. Oh. Jezzy, you mad? You jelly? Where's that mean when you need it? You mad? You jelly? You mad, bro? Where's Ainsley at? You mad, bro? Deal with it. Where's the pepper? Where's the pepper grinder? I'm sorry, I love that. Oh my God. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, bloody hell. Too much, man. Too much. It's one of them. That Ainsley Harriet, why you mad, though? That's what we need, man. Chezzy, you still mad, yeah?
No comment.
Yeah, he's still mad. He's still jelly. You know what? Yeah. You know what? Something that actually might something that might stop the madness. Get with the madness. Ooh, yeah, nigga. Something that actually might stop the madness will be this next story. But I love this. This is actually tremendous. I can't help it. Because it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, you know. Just there was, yeah. I don't know. There was actually one story that I actually found quite funny, but it's one of them where it's like, yeah, where is it? Where is it? Look at it. Still can't seem to find it. I don't know why. I can't find it. But where are we rolling to next? Sorry, that's how you know this is live. This one is as live can be. The rounds are coming. The rounds are coming in hot. But you know what? It is. Sorry, folks, we're just having some real technical difficulties here. Just having some real technical difficulties. What's going on tonight? I really don't know what is happening tonight. Just some real tech issues. So if you bear with us, just sorry about this, folks. We are having some technical difficulties when technology starts having hissy fits. That's when you actually start getting worried. But
I think that's the new hashtag, right? When technology starts having hissy fits. It's a bit long, but I think we can get it trending.
Well, we might be able to. Yeah, we might be able to get that one trending. Hoping not, actually. Apologies for this, peeps. I had to literally do a bit of rewiring. A little bit of rewiring. We're breaking down in the most literal sense of the word. The most literal sense of the word, it feels like. But it is one of them. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Excuse us, folks. Sorry about that. Yeah. Anyway, we are back. PT Live. Sorry about that.
And now we're back.
few little technical hitches. That's how you know we're live. But yeah, FIFA 16 versus sex toys. One girlfriend's perfect comeback. Yes, we are. Yes, we actually are going with that.
What? I just want to point out. Okay, I might have found some absolute parlors in my time on the show, but this one's not me.
Oh! Just wait for it. There's a bit more to this, but it's one of them ones. This was actually from September 30th, and I said we actually have been waiting. We actually have been waiting to drop this. And Bradley and Danny have had an epic Twitter fight, which all started because of FIFA 16. In the end, Bradley got absolutely pummeled by the missus, and I wish him a swift mental recovery. Oh Lord. Bradley is your everyday lad who enjoys boxing, football, dogs, and a bit of banter. I'm sure he enjoys Netflix and chill as well. It's one of those ones. But the fella made it abundantly clear that he needs to cut back on one of his loves now that FIFA 16 is out. He chose to cut back on Danny, which is a poor life choice. But anyway, at Bradley Meesaw on Twitter said, "Bye, Danny," and posted a picture of FIFA 16. Now, that's funny enough, but Bradley's "Bye, Danny" tweet went viral with over 8,000 retweets and 4.5 favorites. Danny went on to show that she won't be taking Brad's light-hearted jab lying down. And we doubt that Brad was ready for what came next, because what came next, at Danny Bishop with 2 P's on Twitter, she said at Bradley Meesaw, "Bye, Brad," and posted a picture which linked to Ann Summers with Rampant Rabbit, the mighty one, and Rampant Rabbit, the metal one. Now, for those who don't know what those are, those two are quote unquote marital aids. I will say that much. Yeah, quote unquote marital aids. Danny's response at that time had over 11,000 retweets and was nearing 10,000 favorites. It's fair to say she brought her Twitter A game and absolutely delivered a brutal smackdown. Ann Summers actually joined in on the fun as well, offering to send Danny the product in question. Another heavy hit for Bradley. At Bradley Meesaw said, "Ann Summers are sending Danny a rabbit. I'm effing dead." And to which Ann Summers at Ann_Summers said, "Damn right we are." With the hashtag, "Are you jealous, Brad?"
You mad? You jealous?
Such a liberty. And at Bradley Meesaw, he replied, "You got any men's toys? You got any men's toys? Seeing as she's going to be busy now." to which Danny again, oh my God, more smack being laid down. She tweeted, "Yeah, they have. I told you before I'd get you this." And it's a picture of a penis enlarger pump. Batman. That is Batman. That is I'm sorry. That
she got brilliant. Him.
That
she got him. He got. That's what happened to him.
You know what? One thing I do need to say about this is that Bradley Meesaw, Reggie, you flopped. Reggie, all I can say is. All I can say is, yeah, it's one of them ones. Bradley definitely deserves the rating of
-5 stars. -5 stars.
Because it's one of them ones.
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Wait a minute. But I don't like it.
Bradley don't like it at all.
But I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Bradley Meesaw is down. Bradley Meesaw is down. His girlfriend knocked him down. His girlfriend knocked him down. Got knocked. Bradley got knocked. Bradley got knocked. Got knocked. Slapped down by his girl. By his girl. Slapped down. We know who's not gonna get laid. We know who's not gonna get laid. Bradley, son, you flopped, man. Like, I'm not one to give relationship advice, but it's one of them was you flopped, son. I just love that Ann Summers got involved as well. I love the fact that they got involved as well. That is brilliant. And you know what? I want to give a shout out. Shiloh, don't worry. I am never going to, well, it's one of them ones. I'm never going to make a gaffe as stupid as that. Just want to say it. Just want to say that right now, Shy. I will never make a gaffe as bad as that. I'll put my foot in my mouth from time to time, but I will
only for Donkey Kong.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Actually, it'd be one of them ones. Bye, Shiloh. With a pic, I just post a picture of the Super Nintendo cartridge of Donkey Kong Country. Or one of the Super Mario games, the plumber on the come up. Yeah. Oh, she's gonna kill me if she hears this. Oh Lord. I think Ann Summers might be getting their Twitter fingers ready after hearing tonight's show. Who knows? Jazzy Fizzle, your view on this story?
No, I think you pretty much covered everything. I will say this, right? There shouldn't ever be a point in time where your significant other happens to lose to any video game, right? You may decide to take pauses every now and again, and that's fine. You can have a pause, all right? Because sometimes, as a guy, you need to take some time out to just be in a zone where you really aren't really doing much of anything. And you know, if you're a gamer, games allow you to do that.
Hey, I was gonna say the only pause between like it's one of them. All I'm saying is between me, a woman, and a computer game, the only pause that's happening is like when I press start, when I press the start button on that control pad, because it's like there ain't no pause between me and the lady. There ain't no pause in that. The game gets paused, the woman doesn't, and that's I think what Bradley flopped on. Oh Lord, I think Brad's gonna be in the doghouse for a while on that one. Oh Lord.
I'd be surprised if he ever makes it out. I mean, the other thing is that now that she has her toy, yeah,
my man's redundant, and Summers
literally he's been given a P45 straight up. It's like,
you got a P45.
Welcome to your replacement, yeah.
Welcome to your replacement. Sponsored by Ann Summers.
Not literally.
Sponsored, endorsed, and supplied by Ann Summers. Oh Lord, I know I'm not gonna make that mistake. Oh my God. Bradley Meesaw, thank you so much. Danny Bishop, thank you so much. And Ann Summers, thank you very much. Never thought, you know what, in my wildest dreams as a wrong'un and one half of the tag team champions of being a wrong'un, I never ever thought we would be able to crowbar, if you'll pardon the phrase, crowbar a story about Ann Summers and marital aids onto this show. It makes me love doing this show even more. I never thought. So hold on. We've had Go on the Attack with Benfica condoms. We've got the Hoffenheim story from a few years ago about two people that getting distracted from the game and making their own game. And yeah, now this, I love this. And Pornhub sponsoring a university team. It's tremendous, ain't it, Jazzy? It's tremendous.
Don't you just love this segment?
Don't you just love it? This is Monday night and we are Pitch Talk. Don't you just love it? Pitch Talk. What's up with that? One of my favorite segments. favorite segments. Just reminded me of the end of Snatch. The film. Oh Lord, I just realized how wrong that sounded as soon as I said it. Oh my God. Oh, it's tremendous. I'm sorry, that just makes me absolutely laugh. But you know what? As Russ Vernon has said, the only thing I can say is Big T will be having a field day. One half of the tag team champions of the world. Being a wrong one. You know what? Yeah, the home straight of the show has been reached. So it's time. It's time. It's not Vader time. But it is time to switch on to the last segment of the show, which is
Stuff of the week.
Hey! It's Monday night, it's Pitch Talk, live on YouTube, watches and all, nothing cut out, nothing hidden, it is live as could be, this is Monday night, and it's, I'm wishing I know I can't sing, but it doesn't stand there for trying. You're wishing I can say -5 stars.
-5 stars. -5 stars.
Because it's Monday night.
Tell me I did not just see that.
Stuff of the week. Let's go for goal of the week. And you know what? Goal of the week first. And you know what? My goal of the week. You know what? SH.Long, aka Shane Long. It's one of them ones. It was long ball, but you know what? Shane Long did very well. Brilliant finish, and hell, legitimately beating the best keeper in the world comfortably at that. Shane Long for the Republic of Ireland against Germany to give them that win. It's my goal of the week. It really is. Jesse, who you going for goal of the week?
Such a tough one. I'm not gonna go for spectacular goal. I'm going to go with a goal of significance, right? Didn't Robert Lewandowski set a new record for goals in European Championship qualifiers?
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, so that goal, that's my goal of the week.
Fair dues, fair dues. Russ Vernon, who you going for? Goal of the week.
For me, Liam, I'm going to go for SH Long and agree with Kieran Riley. Says good evening to you all. Send me stuff via Facebook. And Mike has gone for Welldale for Stevenage yesterday.
Good shouts. Good shouts. You know what? It is one of them ones. Let's go for done goal of the week. Let's go for player of the week. Jesse, who you going for? Player of the week.
I'm going to be repeating myself, but I have to look at Robert Lewandowski.
Oh, fair dues.
Guy's just a machine, right? With honourable mention, of course, can't forget Shane Long. His goal meant so much. But yeah, Robert Lewandowski.
No, I hear that. In terms of player of the week, honourable mention to DJ Spoonie, because that's a funny little rib right there. It is well, there was that rib at Old Trafford.
Nah, ain't nothing funny about that. I'm serious, man.
Jazzy, what's the matter with you, Jazzy? What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? You know what? It is one of them ones where, yeah, honourable mention to DJ Spoonie. But you know what? Player of the week, I want to give it to Stacey Little, former captain of West Ham Ladies, because at the end of the day, she was willing to not only stand up and try and stand up for she tried to stand up for what she believed in terms of the future of West Ham Ladies. She stood up. She basically embodied the straight shooting mantra. My mantra. Be honest, be vocal, have an opinion, and make your voice heard. She did all four, and she was willing to walk out. She walked out just because she felt she was disrespected, and she felt she was treated abysmally. So it's one of them ones. You know what? Stacey Little for standing up for herself as well and not taking it and not rolling over. Bam, you'll get my player of the week. Because in this world there are too many people who are willing, and I'm not going on some sort of political rant, but there are too many people in this world who are willing to sell themselves up the river and sell out what they believe in just to get a paycheck. Stacey Little felt that she was disrespected and treated badly, so she was like, you know what, I'm gonna walk out. So it's one of them ones. Fair play to her. Jesse Fizzle, who are you going for? Player of the week.
Well, I did kind of go with Robert Lewandowski, but you know what? I think you made a valid point about Stacey Little, and she gets my honourable mention. Because at the end of the day, I think, you know, a player like that won't be away from the game for too long. So, honourable mention Stacey Little for my player of the week.
Definitely. Russ Vernon, who you going for player of the week?
I'm going to give an honourable mention to Stacey Little. Well, for me, I'm going to give it to a former manager, Steve Evans, because when I spoke to one of my friends who was for Rotherham, Paul Davis, big shout out to you, he spoke to Evans when he left Rotherham and passed on my best wishes, and Steve actually remembered me. I remember standing with the programme when I worked with Paul in the press box at Rotherham against Norwich last season. So Steve Evans gets my player of the week. For Mike, he says Lewandowski, and for Kieran, it's SH Long.
Good shout. You know what? Let's go for team of the week. Team of the week, Northern Ireland. First time since the year I was born, 1986, in Mexico, that they've qualified for a major tournament. Northern Ireland, team of the week, hands down. Who you going for, Jess?
Oh, team of the week is a tough one. Wales.
Good shout.
Wales. Even though they lose, they still win.
Oh my word. Actually, funnily enough, you know what? We've just actually seen something Well, Lithuania coach has actually just resigned after losing 3-0 to England. Literally just reading that now. Yeah, he walked into a press conference, resigned, walked out. Okay. Yeah. Lithuania's coach is gone. Okay, that's a peculiar one. Anyway, Russ Vernon, who's your team of the week?
Before I give mine, Kieran says England and Ireland, and Mike says Northern Ireland. I'm going to give an honourable mention to Northern Ireland and Wales, but for me it's going to be Rotherham United. Reason behind this, they've appointed on Friday evening former Leeds head coach, and then last season Neil Redfern as their first team manager, replacing Steve Evans. So I'm just glad to see Redfern back in the job and back in football, and they'll get a good reception at Ellen Road on the 21st of November when Rotherham come to Ellen Road to take on Leeds. And I'll be watching his first game in charge at the New York Stadium for Rotherham against Reading a week on Tuesday. So if anyone's down there for that game, come and say hi. I do not bite.
Unless you wanted to. Anyway, one of them was. Yeah, let's go for flop of the week. And Jazzy Fizzle, who you going for flop of the week?
Well, for me, it's got to be the management and whoever decided to authorize all those players leaving over at West Ham Ladies.
Good shout. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense.
I actually can't look any further than that. But I will give an honourable mention to Bradley Meesaw choosing FIFA 16 over
My honourable mention also goes to FIFA though. Just because, not the game, by the way.
Oh, the
even though that does kind of tie into what's going on with Brad Meesaw. But no, I think the biggest thing for me is that how many officials now are being arrested and being asked to step down immediately and getting suspended.
We'll get into that on the future.
I know that we're going to get into it, and I know that we're saving it, but I'm just saying, in the past week alone, how many of these things have happened? It's like, come on.
Man.
It's getting beyond a really bad joke now. Like, it really is. So, yeah, my honourable mention goes to FIFA, but flop of the week, whoever was in charge, West Ham Ladies, that allowed Stacey Little and all those other players to leave. Makes no sense.
Good shout. Russ Vernon, who you going for flop of the week?
For Mike, he says Kieran has gone with Germany. Liam, I'll try and get Mike's up, and again in just a second from what he told me. Mike has gone for Kolarov, and for me, I'm going to agree with you two and say West Ham United Ladies for getting rid of Stacey Little and all the others that left the club last week, which I brought to your attention. And like I said earlier, I hope all the players that left West Ham Ladies find a decent club soon and get back to doing what they love the best, which is playing football. I'm Russ Vernon. Hope everyone reads my blog, which will go out later on, which I sent over to PT about my adventure to Wembley, my thoughts on the game. So until next week, I'm Mr. Russ Vernon. I'm back over to the studio to Mr. Liam Angell and Jazzy Fizzle.
Thank you. Good night, dog.
I think that's a pretty good way to end the show, to be fair.
Although, seeing as we've just stepped on it, we can't end the show like that. But you know what? It is one of them ones where it is time, daddy, for us to. We're gonna go into a rave. Bugger it. We're gonna go into full rave. Man. It's gonna be like Al Snow's entrance in ECW, just a rave. But
I was gonna go with Alex Wright, but never mind.
This one went Alex Wright. Oh my word.
Yeah, it's got to be done. It's an OWR, man.
Oh my word. I was gonna say, oh my god, the evil architect named Bill Ding, who came from Disco Inferno. Now that's a tune to play at a party. yeah, Disco. It's time for us to vacate the place.
It's really bad, but I loved his theme song.
I love the fact that he came up with the evil architect named Building. That's tremendous. But
listen, just cue the outro.
We gonna make you wait for it. We gonna make you wait for it. Because we got it like that.
That's how we do it. We gonna make you wait.
Yeah, we're gonna do dramatic pauses because the way we're ending the show tonight just has to be.
Oh my goodness. Let's close
No, we're only kidding.
Hi, I'm John Sitton, and I'm here with Gavin, Liam, and Gerald on Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions.
Hello, I'm Russ Vernon. My name is Christian Carambeau.
I'm grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hi, I'm Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan, and you're listening to Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I'm Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
I'm Rob Lusher, former chairman of Ibis FC.
I'm Samir Swanee, co-founder and co-director of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
And you're listening
to Pitch Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and also former WCW wrestler Alex Wright. Straight shooting LJ, the G-Man, and Jesse Fizzle proudly bring to you the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions, because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we play Alex Wright's theme song and talk.
Or talk. Or disco dance or something. Yeah.
This is Pitch Talk. It's Monday night.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. This is Pitch Talk. Facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Join the revolution. This is Pitch Talk. Pitch Talk. Yeah, I know. -5 stars on that one. www.pitch-talk.com is the official website. Facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Join the revolution. Join the group. Give us a like on our page as well. It is one of them ones. Become a friend, become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group. Join the footballing revolution we are working so hard to create. Maybe you'll get disco fever too. Maybe you'll get disco fever. You never know, but you'll definitely get football fever. Join us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Also, twitter.com/Pitch Talk or at Pitch Talk on Twitter. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we are up to. 07535804466 is the mobile number. Call us, text us, let us know your views. If you text us, leave your name at the end of the text. Also, Pitch Talk live on Google Plus. We're also on Blogspot as well, pitchtalk.blogspot.com or .co.uk. We'll get you to the blogs. Blogs by yours truly, Straight Shooting LJ, the G-Man, Jesse Fizzle, and many others, including Dave Mir, aka Missy, Russ Vernon, and many, many more. Also, youtube.com/Pitch Talk is where you can find all of the latest videos, including Pitch Talk on the road at Hackney Wick FC, Pitch Talk Meets interview series, and the Pitch Talk at the Cup Final series, including Pitch Talk at the 2015 Women's FA Cup Final, sponsored by SSE Energy as well. You know what? It is one of them ones where it's like, yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun. Remember our podcast, iTunes.
Remember we told you.
Exactly. iTunes, Mixcloud, Podomatic, Spreaker, and TuneIn Radio, where our blogs are. Please share the links. It's one of them ones that share the links, leave a rating, leave a comment, subscribe, follow. We need all that. We need to grow the product to make it bigger so we can bring you better and more content as well. We enjoy producing it, but we do need your help to produce it as well. It is one of them ones where, yeah, got a lot more coming as well. But it is one of them ones. Big time shout outs to Finn White Line Magazine. Big shout outs to Girls on the Ball as well. And also a big time shout out to Motivate Sports and Fitness too. Big shout outs to Brad Hicks, Russ Vernon, Ryan Sonley, Mike Kahneman, Kieran Riley, and everyone else who has contributed to today's show as well. Big shout outs to Big T, aka Thomas Hewitt. As
throw them T's up.
Exactly. You know what? I have been straight shooting LJA.
I've been Jazzy Fizzle.
And on behalf of the G-Man as well, big time shout outs to Ibis Eagles AFC as well, at Ibis Eagles AFC on Twitter. Remember earlier
and
on.
don't forget Hackneywick FC as well.
Exactly. And Hackneywick FC as well. You know what? It's one of them ones. We're going to leave those two. Yeah, I love giving those shout outs. It's one of them. Big shout out to Leeds Ladies FC and also England as well. Lithuania 0, England 3 was a full-time score. And you know,
love it.
Exactly. Can't do anything but love it. Also can't do anything but love Disco Fever too, but that's a different story. Disco Fever, yeah. Oh, big time shout out to #OWR. All the OWRs, man. All the OWRs. Gotta love it. But you know what? It is one of them ones. Shiloh, big shout out to you too. Hey, darling, big shout out. Also, Jazzy Fizzle, big shout out to Jazzy's ex-wife, his next wife, the one he told her that he wanted.
This guy.
Big time shout outs to all the silent listeners as well. Keep us posted if you're listening, if you're spreading, let us know. Yeah, big shout out to Jennifer Evans as well. You know what? Contributing to all this stuff on Facebook as well. So big shout out to her. You know what? I've been straight shooting LJ.
And once again, I've been Jazzy Fizzle.
On behalf of the G-Man too. Thank you very much. Good night.